Futures back to the downside here this morning, ever so slightly extending that sell-off that we saw going into the close right at the end of the day yesterday. Not a huge move here so far this morning, kind of back and forth, but we are still pulling back from Friday's monster rally. Lots to touch on so far this morning. Trump sticking his hands into the Fed once again with a firing? Question mark. We'll see if that actually sticks today for Cook. NVIDIA earnings as well coming up after the close tomorrow. Obviously, a lot of the semiconductors back to the upside so far here this morning. South Korea at the White House yesterday coming through with a $50 billion contract for Boeing, which has Boeing trading a little bit higher here this morning. We'll talk about Google with interesting story. YouTube TV specifically going to cut off Fox channels without a new deal done. I think they have until the end of the week or something to come up with an agreement, but I thought that was kind of interesting. Welcome back.
Thank you. Mayor's feeling a little bit better. Did you know this YouTube TV is like almost $100?
Yes, it's crazy.
What the hell?
It's like $99, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, should it be cheaper than cable? It feels like it's the same price as cable right now. There's a whole bunch to talk about this morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. AMD and IBM looking at getting in business together as they're going to launch an advanced computing, sort of the high-powered computing with quantum computing, looking to make that a consumer product by next year. We'll have to see how that goes. As you mentioned, Brendo, a lot of different policy changes from Donald Trump threatening 200% tariffs on China if they don't sell them the magnets, which are obviously used by electric vehicles, as well as cell phone makers. And Elon suing Apple and OpenAI.
That's a really interesting story.
It's actually quite interesting there, Brendo. A lot of antitrust issues at play.
And it's the same exact thing going back to the Chrome Safari debate that we had, it feels like years and years and years ago. Now, essentially, Elon saying that they shouldn't be allowed to only or have ChatGPT as the default chatbot on Apple phones. They want to make sure
problem, but
it's a different application. So we'll see where that goes. But I mean, we all know how the browser ended up going. So there's no reason why this won't go the same way. Just heard Snowflake here popping up in front of me. 195. It's not really moving around a lot, but an upgrade on Snowflake just coming through there. EHang one to the downside here as well. This morning they cut their full year forecast. Long list of analyst moves to the downside for EH as well. Maybe the eVTOL is not as soon to be launched from them as we once expected. But we shipped Obi, 2-3 feet to his right today. Neil is off. Obi's back with us. John's here too. Good to have him back.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, Obi?
A little bit of a just.
How's it going? Yeah, I was gonna say you moved real estate. I saw Dara has new real estate back there as well. Welcome everybody to the show. It should be another good one here. 8:30. How was the last couple of days? It
was good.
You guys crushed the Jackson Hole there, or what? Like I was watching a little bit that day. That was a crazy move.
It was a wild move. I mean, I think the only participants that really got that initial, like, whatever you want to call it, God candle, however, there's different names going.
I mean, you guys were long heading into it, right?
Oh, of course.
Right. Okay, good.
Absolutely not. But
absolutely.
No, it was. It was funny how it's set up. I was watching. I'm pretty sure I was watching Google that day, and the way that it's set up, it had kind of reverted really nicely. It claimed VWAP. There was buyers on VWAP, and then the news comes out, and like the Jackson Hole event, and then we rip aggressively with even more buyers coming in. But yeah, the only participants really getting those best prices, I think, straight up algos. Like when you have automated participants, like they're getting the first fills. But the beautiful thing about that move, Sean, was that there was such a clean continuation.
Right,
the way we held those highs and just continues just grinding all the way back up, it was absolutely beautiful.
Oh, hey now.
Oh boy.
Those are different looking plums, but
they're good. I had one yesterday.
They almost look like apple looking plums. I did. I mean, but the reason why I asked that is because I was mentioning about getting long that day and getting long into that, and that it was going to be a bullish event. So really happy that that was the case there. I see that the odds for the rate cut have dramatically changed. Today we got MSCI rebalancing randomly on a Tuesday, so that should be fun. We don't really know why that's happening here on a Tuesday, but it is. We've got AMD on our mind. That's up 3% here. We've got NVIDIA coming in just a couple days. That should be a lot of fun. My voice is coming back. Was at the Oasis concert a couple nights ago. That was a lot of fun. And then
how was that?
Lots of fun. So much fun. Lots of fun. We did that, and then yesterday I was golfing with my son and everything, so it was like a very just up here, Scarlet, which was a public course. So right here. It was really nice, really a lot of fun. And for the first time, he did his golf camp, so then we had to go out and try.
Nice. How's he doing?
The camp worked okay. He's doing okay. He's doing okay.
Right?
He's picking it up, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I golfed pretty well there yesterday, so it was pretty good. Yeah, we had a lot of fun, and then today we'll get back to these markets. So, yeah, IBKR actually,
with a little bit
getting that addition there into the S&P 500 over Robinhood and SoFi and all of that. So this is another big name. It's split recently, so maybe I can get to another chart here and show you guys what that looks like on a bigger time frame for IBKR. But I still think there's a lot of room to run right now to the upside when we get this mark. So right here, 64.75, we're breaking through 64 up to 68. We'll look to see if we could fade a 68 play or so, but that's a great looking move there for IBKR. And then on the miss, we talked a little bit about that with, well, we didn't talk about Robinhood at all, but that was one of the names that we were thinking was going to get in there was Robinhood, down to 107 today. Same kind of a flow, finishing off yesterday. Again, we talked about a little bit of a sell-off there. 107, 108 for Robinhood, holding out for 107. We'll see if this name can continue to hold those highs now that they don't get the inclusion that, once again, that a lot of people were hoping for there. But $100, so good, so nice, down to those levels. Apple, what about Google? AOB, Google's been absolutely, what a miss that was, selling some Google shares a while ago. And not being able to get back in, as this name's just up 30. It's like 24% or something in the last 2 months or something like that, how much this has gone up, which has been an absolute monster there for Google. So yeah, look, lots happening here today. Hopefully we'll be able to cover it all. NVIDIA is just a little baby though right now, 181. We'll see. It's NVIDIA's all-time high is what, 87s? How high did we get up there? 184.50. So we're getting close to that heading into earnings as well. That should be a fun one. Wednesday night, I sold my Snowflake position in and around $200, so that's right where it is right now. We'll see if Snowflake can get going as well. But yeah, a few too many champagne supernovas. That's a good one there, Healing Pain. That was actually the last song that they sang, and then there was performed, and then there was tons of fireworks. It was like a couple minutes, it seemed like, so it was a lot of fun there.
Nice.
On those
I'm
days,
into a concert in a minute, but
yeah, I just want to go to more and more concerts. My wife wants to go to some guy named Morgan Wallen. Have you heard of that guy? I don't know who he is, but some country singer guy. But those tickets are also $600 each.
Nice.
To sit in the nosebleeds there, Obi. So I got to make Obi money today somehow. How do I do that?
I don't know, man.
What are we going?
Just listen to what the tape and the price action is telling us, and then maybe participate. I don't know. That's all
I've
sometimes
seen,
it works, sometimes it doesn't. There's no,
Yeah, I'd always take that price action there. Yeah, there it is. We can make money selling feet picks. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's.
I told my wife to get on that ASAP.
It's always Plan C.
Plan C.
Yeah.
So you have an A and a B before it.
Oh, of course.
Okay. Well, good luck with all of that. Yeah, I'm gonna see some. Yeah, I'll see if I can get some Morgan Wallen tickets. I would see he has walkouts with people, so I see that all the time on Instagram. I don't know.
No idea.
Anyways, Trump Media Technology entered into definite agreement establishment with some sort of strategy crypto thing. Hold on, DTJ. It's not DJT right here, moving around just a little bit, down $17. TrumpCrypto.com will have major ownership in crypto media, CRO strategy. Anyways, a nice little move up here. We'll get more about this, but 3% up there for DJT right now. All right, everybody, thank you for coming through, and we will talk to you guys soon after we come back from the desk with Sharif and Brendan.
Yeah, just reading through that, kind of an interesting note there for DJT, bouncing off 18 right now. York Acquisition Corporation, sounds like a SPAC to me. Crypto.com to establish Trump Media Group, CRO Strategy Incorporated. So DJT, nice pop to the upside there. A couple other things to discuss this morning. AMD looking pretty good right now. It did touch 168. Getting back towards those Friday's highs. You were touching on that IBM deal this morning. I was just reading a couple of analyst notes on AMD positive today, too.
Yeah, this is a good look here, Brendo, and they're already up 2 2/3. It's going to be a strategic collaboration between the two companies. They're going to mix AMD's high-powered computing chips like the MI350, the MI308, the China-specific variant, and they're going to basically try to mix that in with IBM's quantum computing and have some sort of commercial variant for us to use and to demonstrate to the public by this time next year. That's what was said by the statement. The collaboration is obviously, the goal here is to create a hybrid model that works on real world problems, Brendo. So we'll have to see how this all works out, but you kind of like the intersection between the two different types of tech.
Yeah, out of nowhere too. It seems nice deal for AMD. I was just looking at this SATS as well. This is actually not a small company. It's $4.5 billion market cap. EcoStar Corporation, Class A shares. Higher here on this power deal, it looks like. EcoStar Corporation, yeah. 120 million share float on this. $252 here on a nice power deal.
The only reason I know this is because my parents used to have that huge, big satellite in the backyard that
one
moves.
of those families.
Yes, Brendo. And so the subscription company that we had to pay every month to was called EchoStar. So that's the only reason I remember them. And they're jumping into bed here, Brendo, with AT&T for a $23 billion spectrum license. So AT&T's subscribers are down, Brendo, but their data usage continues to grow. So people are watching more high-fidelity videos, and that requires a lot more from the network. So they're looking at taking some of that from EchoStar.
Wasn't that like every time it rained, your TV wouldn't work?
Couldn't see nothing, Brendo.
Yeah, it was just fun.
Good times.
Yeah. Technology. SATS, guys, high flyer here.
This thing is going cloud. I mean,
we had one of those. We had one of those huge. We had one of those huge satellites as well. And I remember EchoStar was a good. And you had to go find the different satellites. Like one satellite would have sports, one satellite would have. It was a big,
all different angles.
Yeah, you have to go find. You'd always have to. It'd always get blocked because they were like illegal in here in Canada and stuff like that. So you'd have to figure it out and rewire it. At least the one I had, I'm pretty sure was illegal. I don't know about Sharif's, but all right. So there goes DJT as well, breaking higher right now. Just broke through $18. So we'll watch out about that one. But SATS, any thoughts on that as I get this going? Firefly actually up 28% today.
This looks like it's their all-time highs here. This is the adjusted chart. So we haven't seen some of these prices since March of 2018, guys. So 51.51 is the current traded price in the pre-market, and we're gapping up above all of the price action since inception of this stock in 08, in January of 08. To be specific here. So yeah, a little bit of an aggressive move. I pulled this up and I was like, oh boy, this does not look like a small cap. It definitely isn't. Shares float 132 million and then a market cap of 8.6 billion. So that's not too bad. It's a nice little chunk. And yeah, move from, I guess, yesterday's a closing price of just shy of $30. We're pushing all the way up to 51.40s right now, way above that prior all-time high, and then pre-market highs 57.83. This should be interesting coming in off of the open, and yeah, a lot of stocks pushing their all-time highs. We saw Google push its all-time high yesterday, and we're seeing more of the same. So the market's pretty much near all-time highs as well. We saw ETH and crypto. Yeah, sure, we took a little bit of an aggressive pullback, but regardless, we're still building towards those all-time highs. ETH just hit some fresh highs just a couple days ago as well. So I like the look. Markets are pushing, and if this stock can kind of hold the bid and push a little bit higher, I like that as well. Communications, a little bit of a bid from AT&T, it would seem. I like it for the continuation, to be honest, Sean. And you know what I like to do? Just going to throw on that anchored VWAP here, go down to a 3-minute. You can see we're kind of holding it, chopping it around, so it's being accepted. That's what I feel. Higher prices are being accepted. It's holding that moving average since the event. So as long as we can see more of the same, higher highs and higher lows, I like the idea. I like the stock. So that's what I got for sats.
We'll be talking more about some of these things as we get going here, but we do have Bitcoin really starting to go a little bit now. We were just at 109 and change. Now you're at 110.5, so you're up about $1,000 straight here in Bitcoin. I was just looking at it, was 109.3 or something like that. Now there it goes, 110.560 here. Crypto's starting to go. We'll have a look at IBIT as well. Okay, we've got Trade the Pool is back and ready to go, and we've got Mitch at the bid desk with the boys.
Mitch is long DJT.
Oh, dude, what I want to know is how did that getting into work be for our poor Fed member? Did she scan the card and it just go red?
Red. Denied. There's some big guy standing there saying, no, go home. I guess we'll find out.
Let me see ID, please, ma'am.
Yeah. Who are you again? Let's talk about a few. Speaking of the financial side of things, I don't know if you saw this DJT move this morning, but it's still going actually through 1850 on the crypto side. SoFi, top of your list today. What are you looking at?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that last week. One of the questions I had before I left is, what's the top name? That's it right there, and the strength has continued, right? So one of the things you probably have noticed is that certain kind of hype name, momentum names have just kind of died out, right? Even Palantir, and yes, I'm saying this, I think it's just pretty much going to be dead for the end of the year. Like, it's going to chop for the end of the year. So I'm looking for what's the next Palantir. Well, the next Palantir is right here, right underneath our eyes. If you actually scroll back on the daily chart, this looks very similar to how Palantir's run happened, right? Palantir was in kind of a opening kind of consolidation, came down, got really cheap, dirt cheap like Palantir did, then gave out of that base, made a drive, a pullback right towards those highs. And when we started to break those highs, and Palantir was around $30 and $40, when we started to break out there, that's when the run really started to happen. So I think in SoFi, we are just getting towards the point where this run can happen. And why can it happen? Tailwinds, right? That's the same thing that you wanted to see that you got in Palantir. You had multiple contracts, you had fundamentals changing, and different aspect going into defense spending, right? And AI being a nice tailwind definitely helped the run. In SoFi, we have tailwinds of played, right? We have the resumption of student loan repayments, and we also have a limit on those loans from the federal. This is going to help. You have expansion into crypto, blockchain, related services. Then to make things better, now we're getting lower interest rates and an outlook for what? For lending. And another thing that happened in the big, beautiful bill that helps this also, it opened the door for a little bit of a looser lending policy where we could probably lend to some others that we weren't lending in the past. So look for this to really help the fintech space, and especially in SoFi.
$40, Mitch Hogue.
Yes, that's my bold outlook. Right now, I'm calling it $40 before the end of the year, so that when it gets to that point, you guys will be here. I know there'll still be those guys that said, no, Mitch never said this, but this could be, and I'm viewing it right now, as the next Palantir.
I like it. I like it a lot. All right, let's continue along here. We were touching on a couple of Chinese ADRs early on this morning. I mean, these things have been on fire the past couple of days, even going back to the end of last week. XPeng's had a great year. NIO with this new model coming out end of last week. A couple days in a row here to the upside. Big reversal candle, though. What are you seeing with NIO?
So with NIO, I think it's just more of a matter of it loves to kind of do these buy the rumor, sell the news. So the rumor is already out there that they were going to release. So it got the little pop, but don't forget, right? This doesn't spend too much outside of the Bollinger Bands. If you actually look on the dailies, there's maybe a day or two that it expands away from Bollinger Bands, and that's exactly what we had yesterday. So I think at this point, you're looking for undercuts towards 6 to hold. So I would love to see a kind of a red to green move on this NIO, back to 6, and then back up above this kind of 636 where we're hanging out right now. Why that level is important? If you look, Friday closed at 630. So I want to see the stock actually go below that and then break out above that level. I think one of the things that you can look for to see if XPEV does a very similar move, because if you look at them, they're both on a little bit of a run. I actually also was looking at yesterday to maybe play a little bit of the lag in LI, and I think it's also interesting to play these with this kind of conversation that's going around in the markets right now, which is the U.S. investing in the companies. Well, China's heavily invested in LI, and so I think that maybe that could help get this kick-started.
Speaking of,
down in the dumpster.
Yeah, I mean, this thing it's done nothing going back to, I guess, fall of last year, September, October of last year. Speaking of China, I was hearing this morning, Chinese delegation set to potentially come visit Trump again in the White House end of this week or early next week. So I'm sure rare earths will be on the docket for that conversation. Yeah. All of these continue to move.
The magnets now. It's all about the magnets. Well, I think it's just that we've been talking about this. This trade hasn't stopped, right? Of course, MP was the name that, of course, the U.S. took stake in, but hasn't only been this, right? We've talked about USAR. We've talked about the 4 U's. Yes. It's still going, guys. An unknown, I would say, or underrated play, this energy fuels play. This has been really strong. And of course, a perfect exposure into what makes magnets, right? So I think that you kind of look into these spaces. USAR is another one that's been kind of getting the lift. MP could have another lift, right? It's had a nice little pullback. So let's see if these rare earth stocks can continue to lift. And you're going to continue to see the battle on here. This is the biggest focus for Trump because he knows if the tech kind of industry wants to continue lifting, one of the ways that they can run into a barrier is that if China keeps kind of fighting back with their kind of hold on rare earths.
All right, you mentioned a couple of high flyers potentially cooling off here a little bit. I mean, all eyes are going to be on NVIDIA after the close tomorrow and for the rest of the week, obviously, with earnings to come here. You had Tesla on your list. This has been one that really has been just kind of chopping around here in a tight range.
Yeah, I actually really like this base here. I think this is one of those that you haven't seen Elon come knocking on Trump's door anymore and Trump just looking the other way. So with that being said, this gives the ability for Tesla to start coming back. Another thing that was holding down Tesla, right, of course, was vehicle sales, right? And new car sales, I don't expect a huge lift from a 25 basis point cut or 50 basis point cut, but it does help that we're starting to look towards more of an interest rate cutting cycle than a raise or a hold, right? So I think that that's also helping these companies start to get the lift, and it just leaves room, right? As long as there's no negative catalyst right now, I think that's leave room for Tesla to maybe get that run to 400 in the next couple months.
A good point you raise in that, like a 25 basis point cut at this point, it's not going to move the needle as far as the market's concerned. If we do get, by the end of the year, they're still pricing in better part of 50 basis points. Cool, end of next year, 5 cuts. That's when you start talking about 3.5 comes into play, which I think could be the new norm. All right, let's get down to some details here. What are you looking at heading towards the open?
Yeah, towards the open, we can take a look at names that have been high flying. MGNI has been really hot as of late, and this has been making a move up. And of course, this is kind of programmatic advertising, and maybe they're going to be the ones that are just better in AI advertising, right? Some people look at app, but MGNI have been getting a good lift while TTD has been getting destroyed, right? That was the favorite for so long. TTD down in the dumpsters at 52. Maybe TTD can get out of there, but I just like that MGNI chart. And just to give one more smaller name in this space that's also struggling, and it just shows you that there's two that are really underperforming and one that's outperforming. Might want to stay with the outperformer, but Pubmatic is PUBM. That's a smaller name, of course, but also a chart that looks like TTD, where programmatic advertising has really kind of gotten destroyed with the different cookie rules and things like that. And AI players are coming in here and stealing their lunch.
Sounds good. On the swing side of things, a market continues to chop around, or higher time frame, I guess. Market continues to chop around, basically at all-time highs here. As far as longer-term ideas, we touched on a few last week. Anything catching your eye here this week?
Yeah, maybe in the longer term, I would still stick with kind of new themes that are emerging, right? Because we've tried to focus on like other themes like nuclear, quantum. Those names are starting to die down a little bit. I do have a swing on SMR, but that's just because it's down 40%. I'm willing to take a risk to return outlook here, but that's not the area that I'm seeing. So look for new themes to emerge and to stay in the market for the, let's say, Q3, Q4, right? One of the ones that we're seeing starting to move, of course, is what we just talked about as we went into more of that rare earths conversation. That's going to stay there. The China conversation is the one that I'm really looking at, because China was a really good trade at the beginning part of the year, kind of struggled a little bit, and now it's taking off. CWeb is one way to play that. And just to give one more that has some news out there today as more of a day trade, I'm keeping an eye on this name Lumen. With that AT&T headline today. This sector overall is not the sexiest industry, telecom, right? But if you're looking for places to kind of hide out or just get a little bit of gains without the volatility and concern that there is in high flyers, I think telecom can be the space. T-Mobile has been strong, Verizon has been strong, and then I'll give a speculative name, right, with that Lumen that people are keeping a very close eye to see if it breaks out above 5.
Just real quick to wrap things up, we touched on NVIDIA there coming up tomorrow after the close. A lot of the narrative I've been seeing in comments I've been seeing the past couple of days suggesting that all their biggest customers raised their capex going into next year. So we kind of have an idea of what the overall forecast is going to look like from NVIDIA. You mentioned China, though. I think that's going to be the biggest key here once we hear from Jensen after the close tomorrow. Thoughts?
Export controls, right? We got it from AMD. AMD gave a number of, what was it, 800 million? That's what they were missing out of. Expect to hear a similar number, right? Why they're giving the number? Trump, we want that money. Do you want that money? Well, let's find ways to get there, right? I think AMD is finding ways to get there. NVIDIA is finding ways. In their report, the most important thing that I think we'll be focused on is the margins. The margins started to slip. Revenues continuing to drive higher, but the margins started to slip. So look to see if those margins continue to slip, but the revenue going higher. So that what does that tell us? That demand is continuing, but they're not being as profitable. So the sexiness of the company slowly starts to die off, right? Doesn't mean that you can't be in NVIDIA, but it's not going to make like another breakout like it did prior, right? That starts to slow down as the margin starts to deteriorate.
Mitch Oak over at Trade the Pool, always great insight. Thanks.
Yeah, catch us guys like always, Trade the Pool, doing some new things. And guess what? Coming to Canada soon, baby. Excited. Let's go. Hey,
we'll see if they let you in.
Trip is booked. I'm ready. It's going to be a good time, man.
Thanks, Mitch.
See you guys.
All right, thank you, Mitch. Yeah, we're excited to have him come through, see the lovely city of Toronto, Ontario, and then you can take him out clubbing, Obi.
Yeah, of course.
And that would be a lot of fun. And
places I go clubbing all the time.
Yes, all of the big clubs. No, we're excited to have him come through. Thanks, Mitch. And I think he's right. You got to look for new segments, new areas to get involved with. I think, the SMR is a good little look there. We were up to $55 down to $32 or something like that with SMR. So I think that's a good play. And then, what about these kind of plays right now? Today we got some exciting plays happening, because Tilray is up another 17% here today as it continues to climb higher and higher, pardon the pun, but there it goes right now through 165. I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback at least in the 150, 140 area right here for Tilray, but it's trying to get back through the $2 as we wait for rescheduling today or at some point, maybe potentially today. So we'll wait for that announcement to come on Tilray, but definitely on the sticky note, writing it down right now. And you know what else we like to figure? Oh, here's some. Yeah, we like that weed stuff there. Whoever did that, not the weed stuff, the weed stocks, weed stuff. Okay, so here's SMR. Yeah, again, I like Mitch's call here. It's just I wonder when at what price are we actually long down here? This looks like a great level, as I was just mentioning there, low 30s in for SMR, trying to hold that. It's tough to catch a falling knife when you break through the 50-period moving average, but we all know that these small modular reactors, this is called, of course, NuScale is this company. We have NEE, as well going. Oklo is another one of the names in this space. So there's lots of different opportunities here for uranium, but I do think that, sometimes the markets slow down and you're looking for that next sort of leg up, and where are we going from here? It's kind of like that huge trade in weed and in cannabis that happened before legalization.
Yeah.
Everybody was crazy for it, and then it got...
That was my first trade.
Yeah, and then it slowed down, and now you see where we are here. So, we'll figure out what's going on. We got AMD, Tesla, some Tilray, a few other names on board here today so far as well. Mitch, catch your eye with anything that he said there?
There's a lot of great ideas, but for me on the day today, I'm probably going to be looking at some AMD, some SATs. SATs with that fresh news is looking really, really nice here. So AMD as well, partnership with a little bit of IBM. I got that anchored VWAP going here as well, pushing up into some of these range highs, Sean. But let's see what else we have on the docket with some upgrades and downgrades with Joe.
A lot of big names on the upgrades and the downgrades list. Let's start it off with AMD getting that price target raised to $213, up 2%, over 2% on the day. And then Canada Goose also getting that upgrade as well too. NEO getting that price target raised to $8 by JPM. And then Qualcomm also getting the nod, $200 price target there. Now on the downgrade side, we have Salesforce with that price target lowered to $370 by Oppenheimer, and then Pinduoduo reporting yesterday getting that downgrade to $120 by New Street, and then Constellation Brands also getting the downgrade as well too, guys. And then Monopar Therapeutics by H.C. Wainwright getting that downgrade to $70, guys.
All right. Yeah, because Neil's not here, someone has to have their mic muted, right? So shout out to Joe. Thanks for doing all of that. I don't know. I was looking for different names on that list. I mean, I actually said to you CRM, like, when is that name finally going to get going? This is a name that I had bought, I don't know about recently, but we had bought some of this in this down sort of turn here. It's just still turning. Like, you bounced off of a nice, beautiful level down here of 230. I'm not happy with that downgrade coming. You know, you'd like to see it test, at least try to test that 50-period moving average. So, we sold some. I told you guys, I remember we missed that 158 that one day on Thursday when I was here on Palantir. And then I told you we'd get 160 the next day. Actually, Palantir went to 163. Thank you. You don't need a coffee?
I got mine right.
Thank you, Randy.
Thank you very much.
Salute. These Yetis are actually
solid. Eh?
Solid. I put a coffee in here like an hour ago or whatever, and now it's still actually pretty good. But then I'll just try to crush Randy's thing here. The thing is like by the time I think roughly I think from open, like, so waking up and then, you know, between now and then going to the gym, which would be 11 o'clock, maybe 2 coffees in the morning, I think is pretty much what I have. And they're just 2 of these coffees. They're not like huge ones. Yeah. Because I may not finish this, and then around like 10:30, I may go get another one, or sometimes ask Randy for another one, but then it's kind of like half-half.
Yeah, that always happens, but I never finish my coffee almost ever.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of, I figured I almost never finish my coffee. I always leave about like half a cup. So now what I do, because on the machine you can kind of select how many milliliters of coffee you can get specific with it. So I go with a solid 125 milliliters
of coffee.
In the morning.
Oh, that's like half. I was gonna say, because I think the full cup is 250.
I would say
1 cup is 250 milliliters.
It's about a third, I would say, maybe a third of a cup.
No, 1 cup is exactly 250. Oh, a coffee cup. Yeah.
So it usually ends up filling just.
Oh, then you just have it black.
I put a little bit of cream in there and sugar. I like to put the cream and sugar before we pour the coffee in there.
You put sugar in your coffee as well?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
And then I'll have another one, I guess, going into the end of the day as well, around maybe around 1 or 2 o'clock as well.
My move is to take, because hopefully you'll know this at some point, if and when you have children, Obi, for hockey, it's like, so you have to be there an hour before the game.
Right.
So there's nothing to do for the parents. So I just drop off Marissa and Gia, and I just drop them off. And then what do you think I go do?
Probably go grab some coffee.
I go grab some coffees, baby. Oh. So you message some parents, you figure out what the coffee run's going to be, and you go get the coffee.
What's your favorite spot for coffee?
For those, basically, we just go to Tim Hortons or McDonald's.
Okay.
It's like just because
which coffee's better?
They're generally.
There's something about.
I used to be, like, oh man, I really like McDonald's coffee better than Tim Hortons, but now I'm kind of like indifferent. I feel like they're the same, to be honest with you.
Really?
And I think I would prefer, like a private, something like that, like a mom and pop coffee shop and things like that. But where a lot of these arenas are,
it's all.
Yeah, it's not like in downtown where you get like little mom and pop shops or anything like that. So, but anyways, I like to do that, and then you go get a coffee, and then even if it's 7 at night, I'll just get a small coffee.
Yeah.
Something to do, or maybe a tea.
Yeah.
Like caffeine ain't affecting this guy.
Really?
That's for sure.
If I drink
you like the dark roast? I like the dark roast.
Too close to bed, then that'll definitely.
Like how close is too close to bed? Like a couple hours?
Say 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, I try not to drink. Anything past like 7 or 8 o'clock to me is like a no, unless I said like I'll drink a little small one into the practices there.
So,
all right,
those upgrades. There's some upgrades on some good.
Yeah. Was there anything that you liked? I liked the downgrade on CRM.
Two of the names on the upgrades I already had on my watch list for today. We know that NEO's been going crazy over the past few days here. So NEO with a little bit of an upgrade, bit of a gap up relative to where we closed off. But yesterday was the first day we saw some aggressive selling after multiple days of buying. So I'm going to be looking for maybe more of the same today, even with that upgrade. Here's the thing with upgrades and downgrades, I see it as a little bit of an incentive to kind of expect maybe a little bit more volume, but I don't know, that it doesn't usually pan out like that. But just looking at yesterday's kind of morning to midday session ranges, we're kind of in that area right here on NEO. So I got that 650 and that 630, which again, were key levels prior day as well, roughly in that area. So I got NEO on watch. Let's see if the bid catches back on, or do we start some selling now? And AMD with that upgrade as well. AMD still continuing to hold its highs right here in the pre-market and continuing to push a little bit higher here, Sean. So I like the look of it pushing up against this bit of a range that we've been keeping since about last week. So that's what I have on watch here. So I like those two names on the upgrade side. Downgrades, not really too interested in.
I mean, look, I'm long SoFi, and I love SoFi.
Yeah, SoFi.
But I thought when Mitch said the next Palantir,
oh boy,
I didn't think he put a $40 price tag on target on SoFi. That's not the next Palantir. I mean, if you're calling the next Palantir down here at $10, that's one thing. But now, so to call it Palantir here at $26, Palantir is up like 40, 50%. Like, so that you need this for this to be the next. Look, I like the call. I like SoFi. I think it's breaking out. I think it's been doing really great. And obviously, I'm long JPM and I'm long this stock. So I like it. I just want to caution. I think that his price target, in and around that 40 makes more sense than people trying to moon this thing, like the way PLTR did. I mean, it's just kind of like what I was saying about crypto. The days of getting rich off of crypto, I think, are over. Do I think it's a good investment? Yes, and I think I'm going to be buying some. Actually, today I was looking at where it is at 109. I really think that I talked about 108 potentially, and hopefully it'll be on the rundown. I'm sure it will be. That you will talk some more about Bitcoin, but I think you're at a level now where you can start to buy some and hold it as a decent investment. I like XRP down at these levels as well, 280 to 270 to 280. I really like those levels, and then I like this level here of Bitcoin around 108. So I just wanted to say, I think there's a lot of money to be made. We're in a huge bull market. I think there's a lot of upside to go here. But I do like the $40 call there from Mitch on SoFi. I get nervous when people mention stuff like Palantir because I know we were I was pounding the table down at $11, $12, $13, $14 for PLTR. The fact that it went to 190, those things don't. That's a lucky, like I was talking about how much up in smoke.
A little lucky.
Yeah, a little lucky, a lot of lucky. Because then you have names like the weed names and stuff like that where you take shots at different sectors and they don't work out. So Palantir is just one of those unicorns, I think, right now. I would say the next Palantir is Big Bear AI, but we've already talked about that a couple of times. So I always smile when we say that name. But okay, you got to wait a few years for all investments to eventually work out. Open Door could be another one of those names as well. That continues to go like a Carvana when they get their business sort of sorted out. Carvana's been hot fire. Geez, it's 9:07 now.
Oh boy.
Shut this guy up in the blue. All right, and let's go back over to the desk.
64.55, guys. That's where we closed out yesterday on the ES September contract. So we're right at that key area of technical resistance. We're actually at it right now, 64.51. So here's the deal. If we open up and hold above that 50-point area, we're going to be looking at 6,500 as our resistance level, so 50 points from here. If we lose it, Brenda, if we lose that 64.50 area, we're going to have to look at the overnight low. We're not going to go as low as 6,400. We're going to say 6,430 as support.
As always, if you haven't done so yet, make sure you take a second, grab the watch list. Absolutely free every single day. Comes right to your inbox. All you need is your email. Link is in the description. Top link, in fact. We made it super easy. And then, again, hit that link or just go to that address and enter your email. You get it for free every day. Top of the watch list here this morning, AMD and IBM. This was kind of an interesting comment from our friend Kevin O'Leary on the Intel deal. According to KO, it should have been sold for car parts 3 years ago, coming off the 10% stake the Trump administration confirmed, if you missed it, after the close on Friday.
Ever the desire for hyperbole.
Yeah.
Kevin O'Leary, love that, love that. All right, let's talk about AMD and IBM and this new partnership, guys. This is very interesting. They announced a strategic collaboration to develop quantum-centric supercomputing, combining quantum computing with high-performance computing. The companies aim to build scalable, open-source, guys, platforms that could redefine the future of computing. We're expecting an initial demonstration of the technology later this year. No date was given, though, so we'll have to wait maybe by New Year's. The collaboration will integrate AMD's high-performance chips with IBM's quantum computers. The goal here is to create a hybrid model that is faster and more powerful than current supercomputers. This model will leverage qubits, which are quantum bits, which can exist in multiple states simultaneously. You can be both positive and negative, whereas with high-performance computing, you're either a 0 or 1. You can't be both, allowing more complex problem solving than classical computers. So quantum computing provides a much richer computational space, enabling breakthroughs beyond the reach of classical systems. Accordingly, when they're paired with AMD's AI and HPC technologies, the systems could address real-world problems and at massive speeds and scale, including areas like climate modeling and drug discovery. So it's all very exciting stuff.
Yeah, market likes it. A lot of analysts liking this deal as well, guys. We're testing Friday's highs right now on AMD.
Yeah. So the thing is, IBM's not really catching any sort of a move on that, so I have IBM on watch as well. But AMD is where it's at right now, and that's one of my main ideas on the day. And this is what I was just talking about just a few minutes ago. So pushing up into the range that we've been seeing over the past few days. Let's just move up another time frame here and look at the 30-minute chart so we can encapsulate some of the bigger picture data here. Look at this, a little bit of a support here multiple times over and over again at an area where, well, you can argue that, yeah, this was a little bit of resistance turned into support in this range that's been happening, attempting to push some fresh highs here as well. So I like this hold of 160s, 161s, 162s, and stepping up a little bit higher every day. Now with some good news, we're catching an aggressive bid. So the question becomes, have we actually broken this short-term selling that we've been having right here? So this is kind of a multi-day sell-off. We saw that yesterday. We broke that trend and we got that aggressive bid up. Sorry, not yesterday, on Friday, along with the rest of the market, a little bit of a pullback, and we're pulling back in. So the question becomes, do we still hold up? And you can see, bigger picture, this is anchored from that prior gap up in and around June 16th. We've held this anchor pretty well as well. So a lot of confluence for a potential bid, and now you're getting that stack of good news on this stock as well. So for the continuation, I really like it. I'm going to keep it simple. Prior day high is in and around 168. We're already pushing that. If we sustain opening range levels, I'm going to be looking for a potential continuation here if it'll have me. So anything that can suggest strong buying sentiment, I would like to get involved with this one. If not, then it's a no trade for me.
All right, AMD is a hell of a trade for me today. It is the #1 name, and it is going to be on the sticky note here. Look, we started writing this thing when we were back down at 167. You're now at 168, 169. We've talked about with NVIDIA earnings coming in just a couple days. Now you get this new name entering the building with IBM. It looks like we want to hold this level of 160. Obi just did a lot of this work for you, so I don't really need to do too much. But for me, I wrote down here 170 long break. I mean, I don't think it's a very hard trade to look at when you're looking at a chart. So I do like the 168. I think that's where Obi's mentioning, we're right there right now. I just want to see it actually extend out and get that move there. So you're going to take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days right there, and then take out this 170. So that's a level there that we bounced off of before getting up to 186. We hovered around there the pre-market of August the 11th. We hung out there, and we popped up into 186 again, and then we sort of held this level back in, that is the first of the month, because it's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. Good one. Bone Thugs in Harmony. Bone Thugs in Harmony, Obi.
You're gonna miss me with a lot of those references.
Yeah, I noticed. Okay. All right. So yeah, it's all good. I mean, you
first of the month. That's a few days away.
I
don't know.
You could probably do some Naruto things that I wouldn't understand either. But there it is.
I haven't seen a lot of Naruto.
I have no idea.
I fell off after the first.
I have no idea, man. Yay sports and yay movies. But right here, 170 and rap music. But I don't expect you to know Bone Thugs and Harmony. No. Okay, but anyways, yeah, I like this 170 break. I think it's a long. You might think like, okay, you're still a buck and change away from that, but let's just wait for confirmation. That's kind of what we're talking about with momentum. The confirmation is the fact that it's going. You want to see
it happening.
Yeah, so I'm here to catch some sort of a dips as well, but if there is no dip, then we got to take out those tops. So 170. The good thing about when you punch tops and they don't go is then it kind of tells you something else, and maybe that you are too late or you are that guy that they got to punch the top. So you react when that happens, and we'll have stop orders as this starts to rip up through 170. We'll talk about where we think it's going to go, but yeah, I think 3% seems a little much in this market considering that we wait for NVIDIA. But hey, if you're an NVIDIA bull and you have a couple days for that to come through, what do you think that's going to do to the rest of the sector? I think higher tide lifts all ships. And I think AMD, although there are negative aspects to an NVIDIA good report that could hit AMD. The fact is that if they're grabbing all that CapEx and they're getting all that money, then we might say, hey, is there anything left for AMD? But there's a lot of fish in this ocean, and it's a big one right now. So I think AMD and NVIDIA can survive together. AMD, it's not the first of the month, Obi, but it's the first of my trades.
IBKR to the downside this morning. We get the huge pop after the close yesterday on this note. Another snub you were mentioning, another snub for Robinhood. IBKR getting the thumbs up in favor once again. There was actually a note I saw. I just throw this over here. Yeah, there was actually this note on Robinhood from Kathy Wood suggesting that she likes it because of the sports betting angle. And maybe the S&P should have rethought this decision, but IBKR back downside now.
All these brokerages are getting into these event contracts, Brendo. Call the events what you want. Let's talk about it. IBKR will be added to the S&P 500 index at Thursday's open. It's going to replace Walgreens Boots Alliance, WBA, Brendo, which is being taken private by Sycamore Partners. IBKR's inclusion highlights the growing importance of obviously these digital brokerages within the United States financial markets, while legacy retail players like Walgreens, they get the door. So we'll keep watching, see how this all goes. Interactive Brokers shares spiked at least initially in after hours trading, about 5% following the announcement. The stock has doubled over the past 12 months and is up 42% year to date, showing strong momentum. As well, index additions often drive additional buying as passive ETF funds. They got to buy these to put them into their ETFs, so it creates a bit of an upward move. And to speak about Robinhood here, shares slipped slightly in extended trading as some investors had expected the brokerage to be added. Hood has rallied nearly 190% year to date, with a market cap approaching $96 billion, but was passed over this round. Should mention that IBKR's market cap a little bit bigger than Hood's, about $110 billion to about $96 billion.
That said, as you mentioned, if you go out to a higher time frame, these charts look very similar. That's a weekly of IBKR. Looks great. As you said, a double here, guys.
Yeah, look, there's again, we just talked about the fish in the sea type of thing, and I guess Wall Street and the S&P 500 just continues to sort of hate retail, and it's not to hate them. I mean, IBKR is a retail platform as well, but it is kind of funny that they snub once again Robinhood. But with similar market caps, I mean, you can't really hate one versus the other. We've talked about the way this stock has looked as well on the daily chart. It's been pretty good, holding this $62 level. Now you get this bump up. I'm a little surprised that we're going this way, though, to be honest with you. I thought on inclusion, Obi, you and I have done some work on Coinbase and Palantir, and I know that you were looking at some of these in the past, and we've seen them run quite nicely on some sort of an inclusion to the S&P 500. The problem is you always want to buy the news, buy the rumor, sell the news. Well, the news is here now, so I could see the sell there. Obviously, someone this one doesn't look like anybody really anticipated this because there was no run up into the decision. So that is a little strange for me why we are sort of islanding out here at 64.65. So for me on IBKR, until we understand a little bit more about this, I love this stock. I think you got to get into this. I like Charles Schwab, SCHW. This might be one of the best ones if you're going to look at a chart and technically wise what we're talking about here. Obviously with the move up that Robinhood's had, it's going to look great, but this one's coiling up right now, and looks like it has a great bottom here around $94, $95, holding these levels. I think, like, here's a coil up and then a break. I think we're doing it again right now as some of these platforms here in the financial space continue to work. Crypto's a great bet. So is this sports gambling. I mean, there's reasons why I've sort of talked about and been a DraftKings, investor pretty much since day one. I mean, it wasn't greatest as a SPAC, but since it says de-SPAC, this is also trying to make moves higher right now. Look, man, everybody's degenerate at something, whether or not it's, I don't know what it is, like, people that work out love to work out. People that love to gamble love to gamble. People that love listening to music love to, people love investing and trading. I mean, this is what we're here for. So I think that this is a great space. I think it's something that works out, and you are starting to get some now tailwinds into other names like Robinhood, IBKR, and the sports gambling. And you heard Kathy Wood mention that as a piece as well. So yeah, I like it. I think it bodes well for DraftKings, and there's a few other names in this space, but that's one that I would pick. And any thoughts on some of the levels? I'm surprised it's going down this much.
Yeah, exactly. This is not really what I want to see on something that's maybe being added to the S&P 500. Yeah, a little bit of a disappointment here. Didn't really see that run up into the ad as well, and not really seeing a strong hold of any of these levels. So yeah, just kind of looking back at it for the past couple of weeks, we've hit a range low of 60 and maybe a little bit of a base on 62s, and then range highs around 65s. That's what we're trading in and around right now, 64.50. So just the question becomes, can we hold some of these levels? But yeah, a little bit of a disappointment in the reaction on Interactive Brokers. I don't have really too much to say on this, but I'll keep it on watch. Let's see if it does anything crazy or anything distinctive off of the open to get us involved. So that's what I got on Interactive.
All right, let's go on to NVIDIA. Not a lot of action here so far this morning, but the big event, if you haven't heard yet, I'm surprised, but earnings after the close tomorrow. A lot of focus, as I was mentioning with Mitch there, I've been reading a lot of comments suggesting the overall forecast probably baked in based off of what Google said, based off of what all of the mega cap tech names said on the demand side, but a lot of focus is going to be on China, I think, here.
Oh, definitely, especially with that China revenue deal that he struck with Donald Trump. The options market is predicting a 250 million plus or minus move on the market cap, obviously. Let's talk about a different angle here, the Jetson AGX chip. So this is more of a convergence between AI and robotics, and that's been really touted as the next move here by Jensen himself. So NVIDIA announced that its new Jetson AGX Thor robotics chip is now available as a developer kit, priced at around $3,500 with first shipments expected next month. Once prototyping is complete, production for T5000 models, very interesting name, will be available for $3,000 per unit for orders above 1,000 chips. The company markets the Thor chip as a robotics brain. It's very small and it goes on to an Android body, so to speak, and it acts as the brain. The Jetson Thor is about 7.5 times faster than NVIDIA's previous generation of robotics chips. It's built on the Blackwell GPU architecture, and the chip can handle generative AI models, large language models, vision-based AI. Good look there. It has about 128 gigs of RAM, and it's enabling it to run large AI workloads. CEO Jensen Huang has called robotics NVIDIA's next largest growth opportunity outside of AI data centers. While robotics currently only accounts, Brendo, for about 1% of NVIDIA's revenue, the business, as you can see by these charts here, is expanding quite rapidly.
Did come off pretty heavily into the close yesterday, guys, but nice couple of days here for NVIDIA shares.
We're getting an announcement.
Ooh, fire protection, good. Well, we need to be protected around here. So today we'll have some fire alarm drills going on. Obi, please do not leave your positions unattended. You want to make sure that.
Remember, we got to make sure you have a stop in it.
Yes.
Or you either drop it, and then you got to make sure you roll out of here.
Right, good one there. Stop, drop, and roll.
So Obi. That's what I was taught. That's what I'm going to use.
Okay, so when you hear the fire test, make sure you do that.
Yeah.
Okay. And you make sure you do that.
You'll see me do that, right? NVIDIA.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, so NVIDIA already, look, I mean, as Brendan said there, we'll wait to see if there's any China story there. It's $4 away from its all-time high. We could get that today. I mean, you're up today. If the market wants to go, people will come in and buy NVIDIA. I'm always a little hesitant to buy anything ahead of earnings on this scale. I bought Oscar Health at 13 and change, that's worked out. That's at 17. We bought Marvell before earnings. But to buy this, the leader of the whole, basically, kit and caboodle here. That's going to be a little risky. I don't know. I never heard anybody talk about implied moves of market cap, but shout out to Sharif for that one. That just shows you how huge these stocks are. The implied move is around 6% for NVIDIA. So if you're going to go 185, you're going to go plus or minus 6% there. You're going to be up or down $10. You're going to figure out where that goes. I would rather be long the $10 than short the $10, but you could fade back out. This is only the 6% move only gets us out to 170, which I think is a huge dip by opportunity as well. Or this break. I would favor the long.
Of the break.
So for me, I'm not going to be shorting NVIDIA, not with the good news there for AMD today, not ahead of the quarter. I want to be long NVIDIA. It's just it's not on my radar. Kind of tough to trade a couple days in. I'm not sure where everyone's set up. When a stock is going into earnings and it's the largest company in the world and you're at all-time highs, I don't know. To me, it's set up for a little bit of disappointment, but I don't think it's going to disappoint. I just think that that's potentially where the risk is there. The risk to me is in the upside. I think if you do get a downside move, we have some support there. Yep. Like I was saying, upside,
gap up selling maybe.
You could gap that level, but I just don't know what they're going to say to give us like a gap where you're worried about it taking that gap out, which is why it might take it out today and tomorrow. We may get over those all-time highs just to test, to get people, let some traders get out, and then potentially reload some of their boat there. But for NVIDIA, to me, it's, and again, it's a Kramer-ism, but it's a buy, don't trade, like a hold, don't trade. I don't really want to sell any of my NVIDIA shares regardless of what this quarter is. And I just wonder how many people have that mentality as well. So for me today, NVIDIA's a long at some point. I'm not going to short this thing. So 184.50, if you're going to go short, take it at the all-time high.
No, I like that idea a lot. Sean, and look at this. With that 184, a little bit of a similarity. Sure, Google was not at all-time highs, but this is kind of reminding me of that 198 hold, multi-week hold on Google, and we finally blow past that 198, and we're easily trading to all-time highs now. So this is kind of that very similar kind of a consolidation idea. Sure, there's no resistance on top, but I like the push, and that aggressive flush that we got last Wednesday got basically bought right back up, and over the past 2 days, Friday on Jackson Hole and then Monday coming in as well yesterday, we were seeing that aggressive bid coming in right off of the open, and then the bid kind of dissipates going into the close, but holding price near the upper quartile of that price action on the day and building up into that all-time high as well. So I really, really like that look. We're running up into earnings and we're seeing strength back-to-back days. So I'm going to be literally looking for more of the same today. Can we break that prior day high at 182? And will that give us some structure to give us a push back into that 184 area, maybe for a distinctive push? I like that the buyers are stepping in. Let's see if we can break that 184 before earnings tomorrow night. I like it.
All right, Boeing again?
Boeing.
Yeah, Boeing to the upside here a little bit right now, coming on the back of that meeting at the White House yesterday. Again, if you missed it, South Korea coming through with $50 billion worth of an order, planes for Boeing on their visit to see President Trump. I mean, we might as well touch on SoFi. We talked a little bit about it with Mitch there, if you joined us in the first 30 minutes as well. He's saying $40. This thing had a wall at $26.25 yesterday.
Yeah, I wasn't here yesterday, so I didn't get to see the price action, Brendo. But yeah, it's a fantastic look for these decentralized finance players. I think that they're going to continue to grow their margins as things go onto the blockchain and their margins expand. But I want to cover Boeing here quickly. So it rose nicely in the pre-market here after Korean Air announced a 103-plane order, including 20 777s, 25 787s, 50 737s, and 8 777 firefighters. The order is valued at roughly $20 billion list price, though actual negotiated prices are typically lower. Korean Air currently operates 108 Boeing jets and about 50 Airbus, so signaling dependence here coming on Boeing. One more thing here, Brendo. GE Aerospace engines will power these planes, so GE also has a part to play in this deal.
Yeah, not really seeing any kind of reaction to this. There was this candle right here. Was the initial move when this came out. I mean, it was choppy yesterday as well. We'll see what happens here today, guys. Thoughts on Boeing or SoFi?
All right, so I have SoFi written down here. Oopsies, not in Blue Ocean. I have SoFi written down here as today as a trade, right? You are falling back in. We do have the imbalances that come out right now. So what you're going to see here is NEO with a buy, which is nice. Tilray with a sell, which is not nice. NVIDIA with a sell there as well. We just got long something, by the way. We just got long Tilray at 151. So you're seeing that pop in right there on some of these imbalances. So yeah, look, I think SoFi down here at 26. I'm waiting for 26 bucks. That's come in right now. You never want to take a trade too early in the morning, but this 25.95 area, not bad. So I'm written down here. I'm getting long 26.05. We're bidding SoFi right now. Let's just wait to find out if it does come through down to this level, $25.90 to $26 there for SoFi. So I feel like we got to be careful with those levels, but if it comes in, I want to take that shot, and I actually don't mind also a break of 26.50 with only a minute left. So I like the SoFi trade here. I think that's going to be a good one. I've got AMD, Tesla on my mind, Tilray, IBM, and SoFi.
Yeah. Nice. So Boeing, nothing too crazy for me. It's pretty much trading sideways over the past few weeks. So I'm just going to be looking for a potential push in that range there. And yeah, let's see. Are we going to go back to the guys for SoFi? We only have about 30 seconds here, so we can just take a look at SoFi. Yeah, a little bit of a continuation. We've seen that run up over the past couple of days. I tried getting involved in a little bit of a reversion yesterday, Sean, but that didn't really work out too well, as we just consolidated and held the highs there. So about 15 seconds left. Let's see if SoFi can get that continuation on a day like today. But right off the bat, I do have some of that SATS and that NEO on watch. We'll be looking at SoFi as well. So yeah, good luck to everyone.
Yeah, good luck, everybody.
May the force be with you, and let's get to some
forever
trading.
with you. Okay, we're long right now. And then there it is. The market is now open. Welcome everybody to the show. All right, so Tilray, we're long. We're going to watch out for this one. This could be a nothing burger. We've talked about that. We'll take a little bit of bid here, 145. If it does come down, watch out for 140 breaking. Here goes SoFi. We want to go long on SoFi. So a break of 26.50 gets us into that spot there with SoFi. It's too bad because we almost, there it is. So now we're long. It's too bad because we just missed that by 1 cent. I'm at 26.05. SoFi goes 26.06. So now we're punched long into SoFi. Let's see if it wants to work. 26.50 right now for SoFi is the price that I'm in. And I just thought that a 50 break, an even odd, option eligible level there, 26.50 heading into today. I like the stock, and there it goes, SoFi. Let's see what winds up happening. We're also trying to wait. I'm going to get out of, again, I'll get out of 5% if it goes up, okay? Right there at 59. So we're going to get at 59 if we can do that. Tilray not really doing anything. We wait for advanced micro devices as well. Here it goes. That touched 170, close enough to doing that. So yeah, almost. I'm going to go long on a 170 break. So we do get a piece out on SoFi there. Let's see what winds up happening. But here comes the trade that I think should work. A 170 on AMD, and we're almost in it, but still $1 to go there. SoFi is coming back in just a little bit. We did get something out there at 59, but here's the push back into view up, which we can expect sometimes. Also, Tesla going ham, but I got to look at this SoFi trade.
Yeah, I'm watching this AMD. I'm just going to throw like an anchored up there and see where that potentially comes in. That's coming in all the way down at 168, and yeah, a little bit of a flush coming in. Market's bidding up, Sean. So we're coming off to a good start here. Oh boy, NEO is the one. NEO is blasting to the upside, almost at prior day highs on NEO. So that's the one right there that is coming in real hot. 168 hold on that anchored on AMD here. So a little bit of a bounce coming in. Let's see if those buyers can come in and step through for a little bit of continuation. So that's what I'm really watching here as of right now. What else? Do I have a little bit of an alert here? Okay, all right. We'll see if this 168 holds with any sort of conviction here. I like it. Back through 169s. Oh boy.
Oh, here we go.
We're starting to get going. We're going.
You like what that's on your AMD trade? Yeah, I mean, I don't mind those dip buy opportunities. That 168 is where view up was, so I do like that trade for sure. And it's a good one there, Obias. Here we go. I mean, I'm waiting for that 170 to break, so hopefully that can go through at some point as well. The only other trade that I'm in right now is SoFi, and we're waiting for that to figure itself out in and around
There it is.
Oh, there it is. I was going to say.
Drop and roll.
Yeah. I was like, I thought it sounded like the opening bell there for a minute. I'm like, where am I? I thought we already opened.
I did the first part. Got stopped out of the AMD.
Yeah, you're stopped out of AMD?
AMD's dropping now.
Oh, you're stopped out. Okay.
Yeah, it came back through, so I was like, all right, well, that's fine.
Okay, good. Yeah. No diggity, no doubt.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
You don't know that song either. Okay, so Tilray right now up to 154. We didn't get those highs. We're long at 151. We'll figure that out. The other stock that we want to look at today was going to be NVIDIA. Yeah, not doing too much either. So it's an oh boy trade over there for you on AMD as that's come back in. I didn't get filled on that yet. We do not want to get filled yet on AMD until it breaks through our level of 170. I did have, I put a long support at 166 there. So we'll wait for that. IBIT not doing anything, down 0.5% right now as Bitcoin continues to make lows. On the daily chart here over the last couple weeks. So there it is right there coming back in. We haven't seen these levels since early July for crypto. So it's basically all that excitement that you might have had through July and August all wiped away and now come back in, and that's what stocks are all about. And I'm actually pretty happy. You know, you want to see some weakness before some strength. The fact that it keeps on blasting higher is great for the bulls. There's no doubt about that, but you want to wait to make sure that there is a trade over there as well. Tesla. My car's downstairs charging. I am absolutely in love with the Model 3. I couldn't have made a better decision.
Yeah.
First decision, marrying my wife. Second decision, having kids. Third decision, buying a Tesla. No, just joking. I don't think, it's not that high up. It's not that high up. But no, it was great. It's such a perfect commuter car.
Yeah,
that's the other thing. It's I fill it up here for free. Like if I had to if I had to go to a supercharger or something like that all the time, then definitely my love of it would not be as huge. But the fact that I can just come in here every day, and like we were driving around all weekend, it's like the car that we use now. Yeah. It's super fun to drive, and I enjoy the car. All right, so there it goes. Right now, SoFi back in. It's too bad about both you and I's AMD call right there because it's coming back in. It's getting ready to make a bid, I feel like, at some point here. I said we could wait for 166s. That was going to be the support area for myself, but we're getting pretty close right now, man, to make some kind of a decision here. So I'm going to buy something here around 167. I do want to watch out for this lower push. I mean, I don't want to make that decision again where I'm like, oh, man, we got in way too early on something just because. It's only 9:35. Like I'm sure Neil, obviously when Neil was here, you were here, you guys, everybody's going to trade. As Neil always says, everyone trades their own style and stuff like that. So get comfortable with whatever your style is. And right now, I'm just going to sit in some of these plays. I really do like it. I know everyone's yelling at me about Tesla. Look, I written down Tesla here on the sticky note today, and I wrote down 244. 344, hopefully not 244. Long off that 344 support. Watch it, it's been in a tight range. We could eye 342 as some sort of a bottom. Well, that support at 344 was there in these wick bottoms, and then there's the bump up to 348. So, you know, when I'm writing these notes down, I'm gonna have to maybe think about like buying it and then just using that as support so that when it goes that $4 up to 348, at least we have something on. But Tesla's a pretty tricky name to watch out for. Okay, here goes AMD, Obi. I'm going to take a little bit out right now in the 50s, and we'll see if we get some out in the 70s. So here we go, man. It's a nice little trade here. It's 50 cents in the money, so it's starting to go. So there it goes. Let's see what winds up happening now with AMD. Have we got the bottom? I don't think so. Not even close yet. The market's just opening, but look at where the market is. We're now green on the day. So something to watch out for there. And my lowly SoFi, man, this is the biggest trade for me right now. Share size wise, we took the 2650 break. We got 51s, and it really hasn't moved, man. The best we've gotten was 59s. So we're just hanging out on SoFi. We only got out of 5%. Hopefully more to come here, Obi, but we got to wait for it right now. What you just got on AMD?
No, I'm just holding this AMD right now. It's not looking too hot, Sean, because the market ripped to the upside. We broke that 23.5. And then we're pulling back in pretty aggressively here. So again, being one of the I guess tech stock or semiconductor stocks here, it's definitely going to look like a little bit closer to the futures, the Nasdaq, and I guess other chip names like NVIDIA and things like that. So holding that 160, 166 right now. There it is. Stopped out for a third time in a row on the way down. So yeah, maybe not yet is the trade on AMD as it pulls in a little bit aggressively. And let's see what else is pulling back in. Apple with a strong sell off of the open. That's looking interesting as well. NEO still holding up some of its gains. And in terms of mags, oh boy, Alphabet looking weak, Apple looking weak, but the rest of them maybe looking like they're still trying to catch a bid. What's going on, Adara?
You guys know here about AIFF. This is a small cap on watch. They've been a friend of the show as well prior. Firefly Neuroscience, AIFF, Today, rallying after announcing an AI-powered platform that'll help deliver cleaner and faster EEG data, and it's an NVIDIA-related team-up too. That would be AIFF. Back to you.
All right, yeah, we saw that with Firefly. Nice move there. I saw them moving around in the pre-market just a little bit. Okay, so here we go, man. We now have our full position on AMD as it comes into 166. So again, 166 was a support level that we had looked at here for advanced micro devices. So this is where we're long. We're long at 35s. Let's see. Okay, we'll get some out at 49s if we can. There it is. So a nice little move out. Right. Okay. Let's go, Obi. I don't know. Like I said, man, I was watching some of the show. Good job by you and Neil. But we're happy to be back. Here it comes right now. Yes, sir. Bang, bang, bang. This is a big winner right now, Obi. As we take the level that we wanted, we take 166 right there. We're long at 166.20. We talked about that. I mean, it's right here. It's on the note. I know you, Obi. I don't know if you put out a note or not, but I know Neil does. But there it is right there. 166 key support. So there it comes right into 166. We take it. We're long 166 quarters here, and it is an oh boy kind of a trade right now, Obi, but we're going to get a little bit out as we watch out for our other one that's getting crushed right now, SOFI. You know, we took a great tech trade there, but now we wait to see what happens with SOFI. Pretty much up on AMD when I'm down right now on SOFI. So we're going to have to get SOFI to get it a little bit going here. Otherwise, if we break through 26 to the bottom, then we are out of SOFI. So a good couple trades there. AMD, we'll wait to see what Tilray is going to do. But yeah, we're pretty happy so far here with our performance today. Just need SOFI to get going, and then it'll be another good one. So here we go. What's up, Dogtown? What's up, everybody in the chat? Your boy is back in the seat where he belongs. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the show. And if not, it's all good. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We've got this guy over here, Obi. We're happy to have him. And here we go. Come on, SOFI. Let's go. Let's make this a day, man. Let's make this a day.
Yeah, SOFI's been running pretty crazy for the past few days, man. This consolidation on AMD, I'm staring it down. And yeah, sellers are definitely very much, I guess, in charge since the open. We've just been kind of making lower highs and lower lows back to back, but holding a day low of 166.20s right now. And oh boy, okay, all right, we're at 34s on the bid. That's probably going to get taken out on the low right there. There it is. There's 66.20, so there's the low getting taken out. Let's see if it kind of sustains here. Market not really kind of moving around too much. We got that initial bid coming in pretty aggressively, and then oh boy, there's some tape. There's some aggressive tape here on
We're
AMD.
Fucking huge. Oh, sorry, we're huge right now.
167, nice. 167 coming in here on AMD. Let's see if that can finally catch a little bit of a bid. You said you're pretty huge on something on SOFI. Oh boy,
yeah,
look at that snipe, man.
We're starting to go here again.
On SOFI,
yeah,
absolute
man.
Strength.
We're starting to go. My bad there. Got a little excited there. So that was completely my bad on that one. But okay, so here we go, man. It's a nice move up. There goes AMD, man. We are now $1 in the money on AMD. We're just happy that, you know, trades are working out. And honestly, like this is what I'm trying to do every single day for everybody, and I'm really happy when these things work out. I mean, we gave you these key levels of SOFI down there at 26, and it worked out, and there's the dip buy opportunity, and it's an oh boy kind of a deal there, and there goes AMD as well. Nice topside take right there for AMD. So, yeah, there it goes. Really. And then after taking 4 days off to come back and just, you know, I mean, I miss being here with everybody, obviously, as we go. All right, so there it goes. Let's go. Yeah, it's passion. You can't fake it. I know some maybe try to. Not on our show. We're all trying to be traders here. So let's just keep the good flows going right now. And there it is, man. The days have already hit. It's one followed by another, followed by another, followed by another. We're here. It's Trader TV Live. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe button. If you don't like it, change the channel, because this is what we do every single day. And I don't know, as I said, like it's going to be different when I'm here than the other two, and I hope it's just as good, because I'm loving it, Obi. Thank you so much. I know you filled in yesterday all day, so that was a good one. Thank you for doing that, my guy.
There, yeah, I did the morning show, then the midday show, then the afternoon show.
Man, you are the star of this show.
Oh boy. It was good. I had fun. Lots of decent trades. A lot of good stuff happening here, and yeah, all in the run up into NVIDIA earnings and a little bit of MSCI today as well, guys. So yeah, anybody who's taking any of those trades, I'm definitely going to be looking out for some of that to potentially come in here. Market's pulling back up above that 23,500 as of right now. So some of that pre-market range getting taken out on both the ES and the Nasdaq here. So yeah, I'm looking for some of that strength. Oh boy, okay, so Open Door coming in with a strong bid. We know that NEO's bidding up pretty aggressively, but distinctly different, Sean, is Apple. Apple is aggressively selling off as of right now, continuing to sell 225 halves currently on Apple. So yeah, that's coming in pretty nicely here. I wonder if any of those names are potentially getting rebalanced on the day today. Should be interesting.
Which names?
So things like Apple or anything.
Well, you know they are.
Yeah.
So don't.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, I was going to say, okay. Well, don't keep the people hiding here. If we have information, we should definitely give it. I know we keep a lot under the cloak here, as it is. But okay, so here we go. AMD, nice move. It's just come right back in, right? So that's why, like, you know, you hear getting excited, like you got to get out. Like when these pops happen, man, we're getting out. Like those 167s, 167.20. The market just had a huge run. You got to make sure that you capitalize when those runs are here. So there it goes. All right, that's that. You mentioned Apple with a buy as well. I'm not like the thing, or not with a buy, sorry, with a move down, but Apple doing something here. Look, I'm not sure about this market today. Like I was going to write down something on the TQs. Wasn't really comfortable giving it a direction one way or the other. But yeah, for right now, it looks like we are trying to go. And we've made two new highs on the day. We haven't really tested those pre-market lows. We're holding out VWAP. I mean, to me, it looks like we want to try to get going a little bit higher, but I wouldn't be surprised if we could test one more time. We do have consumer confidence. I mean, we posted that out there today. You can go find it at Trader TV Research. It's on our watch list as well. Or you just head over to my account and here it is. Here's me and my son yesterday. What's up, Baron? You see a lot of my daughter, but there's the handsome gentleman right there himself. And like I said, I'm here for trading, but I'm here for family. That's the only reason. Here's Oasis. We had a fun time at Oasis the other night here as well. That was super fun. Oh, and then here's me at baseball the night before that. So that was a lot of fun. Summer nights there in High Park. Nothing beats it. So here's family. Here's family. So this is my coaching my daughter. There's me and my wife, and here's me and my son right there. And here's me and you guys right now with the sticky notes. So hey, man, it's all about balance. You know, that's what it is. You got to have some of that. All right. So hey. In what goes up must go down. It looks like AMD taking that trip again and breaking through 166. So good upside, good downside. We'll stay green there on AMD today, but it does make the move to the top and move right back down to the bottom. So we're not as huge as we thought right there, but it was starting to go, and we were able to take out something. So let's just see what these futures want to do. Bouncing right now off VWAP. I still think we can get back into AMD. But why catch a falling knife at this point? Doesn't look like that IBM deal is having the effect that it should have had, or that I thought it was going to on it, either with IBM as well. Made that move through 244 right back in. So now IBM trying to catch maybe a potential bid near these lows as well. I'm going to take, I don't know, I was going to take another bid there on AMD. Maybe we'll just let it settle down here. Eli Lilly's also the one that's going upside right now.
Yeah, this thing is definitely, like I said before, sellers are definitely in charge. I'm taking stabs at it multiple times, maybe a little too many times here, but I think it's just better to pack a little bit of patience and wait for buyers to come in if I am looking for a bit of the long. But there goes the market, Sean, all the way back down. So maybe a little bit of rejection of that 23.5 as of right now. Pulling back in pretty aggressively. So yeah, watch out below.
Yeah, we might have to go short here. Pretty
aggressively. Might have to go short, Sean. We had to go short very, very early.
No, you don't. No, you don't. This one. No. It's just getting started, my guy, right now. This is just getting started. Yeah. The Nasdaq's down 0.2. I mean, I think we can get a lot more oh boys in this market than right now, especially with the market losing everything right here. You got Apple's gone right now. If Google's lost its strength, then I really think, yeah. So Google even down the most. Google's down one of the most right now out of all of them. So there goes Google downside as well. We'll go a little puff pass as well with Weed Batman right now. Is a name that we haven't really looked at today other than the first fill that we had. I was going to literally give this to 138. So let's go 137. We'll stop out if that doesn't want to work out for us. That'll be a downside tick there for Tilray. Breaking through 140, we were waiting for the scheduling there, and it's not a huge play. We haven't really made too much money ever trading some of these weed names, and pretty much all of us on the show anyways. There's some good levels. It's just these ones are hard. Like, I'd rather this name get long breaking through $1 or something like that. These can be very hard to sit around and wait for, so I think that's something that we have to consider here. We are in our last little legs of Tilray, as well as that made its move down with everything else, so we'll have to wait to see what happens now with SoFi. They're bouncing off 26 even, so we're long SoFi right here at 26.23. We're out about a dime on this as well. So, all right, so far so good here this morning. What do you got to tell them, Obi?
All right, guys, so exciting news for Canadian sophisticated traders. Beta Pro by Global X Canada has just launched 6 new triple leveraged ETFs offering 3 times bull and 3 times bear exposure to the S&P, TSX 60, semiconductors, and US Treasuries. Even better, they're offering a special fee rebate, dropping management fees to just 65 basis points. Until December 31st of 2025. These ETFs also employ currency hedging to seek to neutralize US dollar exposure, providing performance that may more accurately reflect the underlying US equity indices. If you're a tactical, sophisticated trader looking to amplify your performance, check out betapro.ca/3x daily to learn more. All right, so the market's taking a taking out the bid with a big quadunk here, Sean. So coming into that number, we only have about 11 minutes, but I don't know how aggressively that's really going to affect anything here. But yeah, watching stuff across the board, a lot of the stocks that were holding well went green to red. But guess what? There's one that has not experienced a lot of that sell-off, and that's Tesla. Tesla is holding up quite well right now. So let's take a quick look at that one here. Tesla holding up on its bid on the day. We know how aggressively strong that's been, even with the market tanking and with a lot of the Mag 7s pulling back in and breaking through their pre-market lows and just showing that seller dominance. Tesla is showing some absolute relative strength here, holding that 344 opening range low, almost pushing up into day's high. So the question becomes, Sean, if and when the market does catch a bid, how likely are we to push through that 350 and how aggressively as well? So those are the questions I'm asking here on Tesla. I like that 350, but we attempted to push it a little bit yesterday. It didn't quite come in. We're attempting to push it again in the morning session on the day today. So I like that a little bit better. Let's see if that can potentially come in, but holding relatively strong. There's that bottom wick on the market. Only 9 minutes left until this 15-minute candle can print. And look at that bottom wick, just picking it up and running to the upside. Oh boy, indeed. Which ones are the ones with strength? It's still Tesla. Nothing else is looking as green as Tesla right now, Sean. So, oh boy, hopefully some of you guys were involved in that Tesla move. Day 3 of the run up today and aggressive pushing. So, it is what it is. Shout out to all the longs and the swings that got in on that lower end of that price compression. We talked about that price compression last week and what could potentially happen when all of that pressure starts to release. And oh boy, has it been releasing for the past 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, we had such a huge move up there on Jackson Hole. Remember, it's only Tuesday. Right now, Jackson Hole was Friday. So yeah, so far so good here as we look to see what's up with this market. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back one more time. We could get excited again, but I don't want to offend anybody. But there it is. There's the face slapper right there with SoFi one more time. I mean, we just bought the dip down there at 26. So, yeah, we're still pretty big on that one. Patience, man, everybody. I see that in the chat. Make sure you do get into the chat. I want everybody to hit the like and the subscribe. I don't know where you guys have been the last couple days on this. I'm sure we look to get a little higher than where we are right now, guys. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We have 9,000 watching, 911 right there. We've got to get off that number. Hit the like now. There it is, 924. Let's see if we can get to 1,500. That'd be nice. We'll double check that. And what I'm going to load up right now is for everybody else. You got to get into the chat if you want to be there. I like looking on there. Here he is. You're my Wonderwall. Thank you so much, Charlie Taft there. That was an awesome. When they sang Wonderwall and everything, I mean, whatever. I'm like not the hugest fanboy, but it was a great, great time there at the Oasis concert. Thank you. And anybody who went that's in the Toronto area or anybody else, let me know what you thought. But there it goes there. No, they came out. It was great, man. They were together, Liam and Noel. It was great. It was fantastic. Awesome concert. One of the best I've been to, I would think. Nice. But anyways, here we go. You got to get into the chat. You got to hit $, whatever symbol you want, and then that will populate in here. And then Uber, then Uber over here. Myself will have a quick look. I'm gonna hit pause just to have a quick look at this right now to see what's here. So as you guys keep inserting this, this will move around. But right now, OPAD, I don't know. We haven't looked at that. That's 18% upside right now. Open Door, nice move there for Open Door. Congratulations, right there. Stop it again. Open Door, congratulations, up 7% there today as well. Uber going, everything's starting to move now. MP, Rocket Labs as well, a nice little 4% move there as we continue to climb. So yeah, go get that going, man. We'll update this. We'll check that out. It's called the leaderboard. We'll check that out in a couple minutes. Thanks, Fabian, for building that. There it is, man, 1.2K. Thank you to everybody for hitting the like button. Let's get that going just a bit more. More SoFi out, man, at 2630s, 2640s would be where VWAP is. If we can get something out up there, that would be great. But right now, this is what we're working with. And it is SoFi long, it is Tilray long, and that is it. Other than that, nothing. And you've still got your, I'm still up on AMD, Obi, but it looks like we did hold that 165, so maybe you should have looked over there. Tesla, as you've already talked about a little bit, leading the way in the voting and leading the way upside right now is TSLA. It seems like the traders are liking this stock, trying to get through the 349 area. Then we'll see 350 after that. SoFi is starting to work, and so is Tesla. So congratulations on that, and I hope yours starts to go as well.
Yeah, I'm watching this. We're almost at VWAP. Didn't quite get to VWAP yet, but oh boy.
Oh boy, not another oh boy.
Have you seen this before? Look at the bottom. Look, the Nasdaq just went red to green. That's crazy, dude. With only about 5 minutes left, the Nasdaq is pushing aggressively back into that 23.5. So a strong wipe to the downside, and then about to close the candle a little bit green here. Same thing with the ES as well. Talk about buyers kind of showing themselves after a bout of selling. That's absolutely wild here. That's kind of what I wanted to see. I wanted to see that little bit of a push up. And guess what? That Tesla now is going to be poised for that 350. So let's pull up that Tesla and start watching that book and see how it's holding up here into that 350. Hold on. Right now at 348 halves and still kind of bidding up. You can see the chart here. Held VWAP really well, pushing up against that opening range high as of right now. Let's see if there's going to be follow through. Only about $1.50 away, and that 350 has been anticipated by a lot of participants. Let's see if that final follow through is going to come in. And again, 350 is just a little bit of a pit stop.
Yep.
That range high is in the 360s. If we really start to push, which we have been, and we're starting to see some of that buying pressure over the past couple of days, I want to see that aggressive continuation and maybe a little bit of a squeezing action as well. That's kind of what we've been seeing over the past couple of days in the opening session on Tesla with the aggressive bids that it's been holding.
Yeah, I haven't.
With the market pulling back like that and Tesla holding up, it's showing us that, yeah, buyers are very much in charge as of right now.
I mean, I know I don't like the car business. We talked about that a little bit, so I'm not going to look at a Rivian or anything like that. I think Tesla has its own, obviously its own tailwinds behind it, including the robotics angle and everything like that. So we're really happy of all that. Hey, what's up there, Havana? What's up, Havana? When are we going to get a display of the ticker tally in the leaderboard? Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea. Maybe we can do that faster than you would think there, Havana. We can get that somewhere on the screen. I mean, I think that's why I'm going to, I don't know, I guess you and Neil were using that a lot yesterday, or that ticker showing it on the screen.
Yeah, we use it every now and then.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's important. We keep on showing that. So thank you, Havana, Woody. We'll continue to do that. I do hear Randy in the background, so I'm going to have to go get my own coffee coming up very, very soon. But with that being said, I do have another offer. We're waiting at VWAP. I was waiting a little bit higher. I'm waiting at 45 now for SoFi. So let's see if that can get going here today. SOFI. All right, Tilray, IBM, SoFi, AMD. Those are are the ones that I want to look at. So let's just go have a quick little check on Uber, because we like that name as well. This is a name that I own in the long-term account, and it's been pretty good. I feel like we need to get something out. I've been talking about this and haven't done it yet. Uber right now, again, I really like the business. I do want to buy some dips, but again, you're kind of near these highs in and around $97. Let's see what winds up happening with Uber moving forward. IBK, oh boy, we're getting close to getting out of some of that SOFI right there. IBKR, the newest addition into your S&P 500 right there. So this is why I actually like the S&P 500, Obi, because they're doing the work for us right now. They're adding, they're removing, they're doing all this. Whether or not you agree or not, IBKR has found its new home sitting there in the S&P 500. So I'm not sure what the add or delete date is on IBKR, but
it's as of this Thursday, the changes will be effective. So as of the open on Thursday, WBA is out, IBKR is in.
There we go. So thank you, Adara, on top of that one. So there we go on Thursday. So key news there, because those are the days that we're going to wait to see what winds up happening with IBKR. Possibly, as we talked about adds and deletes, we'll look at the imbalance locator and we will figure that all out. We just got SOFI there, didn't we? This is SOFI, of course. That is SOFI. Yes, it is. There it is. So we get that 35 print. Nothing to write home about. Obviously, anybody that was sitting there would have got it. So nice trading there as we get out some more SOFI. We don't have a losing trade on yet. We're still waiting for Tilray to come through, and hopefully that will. I see that AMD is climbing, so that was some good patience by you to wait for that.
You know, I guess we got an economic number in about a minute here.
I'll go after that.
Just going to watch that. But yeah, coming into the candle close on here, the Nasdaq, we almost finished, I guess, a little red to green. That bid came in pretty aggressively. So just looking to see if that has some sort of potential continuation going on to the next candle here. But yeah, with that number coming up, I do want to stay a little bit wary. Tesla still holding a little bit of that uptrend as of right now, holding above VWAP, but still trading within that opening range kind of candles here. That range is from 344 halves all the way up to 348. So a nice $4 range that we've just been chopping up since the open here on Tesla. So no real extension just yet. But let's head over to Adara. Those numbers are coming out in about 20 seconds. So let's see what's up.
Yeah, let's see what's up.
We already got a number as well. The Richmond Fed Composite Index usually comes out for some reason a couple seconds early. So that came in here at -7. That's a little bit better than the expected print of -11. But we're waiting here for CB Consumer Confidence. Forecast 96.7, previous 97.2. Coming in at 97.4. So CB Consumer Confidence, better than expected and better than the previous print. 97.4. So higher than expected consumer confidence here. Market pushing a little bit higher. That is the Nasdaq. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. Same kind of look, bouncing nicely here for both of them off the lows, but struggling to break new intraday highs. Now let's take a look at some of these other tickers on the move. AMD, of course, this one's been heavily watched and hotly traded. In case you guys don't know what the story is on this, they did get an upgrade here to a buy rating from Truist Securities, but they also announced a quantum-related partnership with IBM. Then we have Boeing BA actually pushing in today's highs here. It was reported yesterday and then confirmed later yesterday, but Korean Air has announced their airline has announced an order of 103 Boeing jets. So good look here for BA. Eli Lilly's another ticker on watch there with positive obesity drug results. And of course, some of these more small cap and or closely watched stocks by retail traders like Open Door, Tilray, SOFI. Lots on the deck today, guys. Back to you.
All right, lots on deck. So, I think that Eli Lilly news there, they're working on the oral of the drug. So I think that's getting better there. I know Neil's been in Viking for a long time. He talks about that stock. So they got crushed on their last earnings call there, as they had actually good results, but I don't think it was as expected right there. But you have to, Neil's in that stock or was in it and now is out of it. So I don't know. I just always hear him talking about it. But right there here for Eli Lilly, this is the name that I bought downside there. And I'm trying to buy the best companies on dips. We recently bought some Palo Alto as well. I think that's been obviously a pretty decent stock as we continue to look for some Pan W here today. But pretty much unprecedented dismissal of Lisa Cook today. I don't know, that's not really affecting the markets here at all. And I don't really know what to look at. I was looking at Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. That has nothing to do with anything, but this is just another stock that's not moving there, but you can watch out for Fannie and Freddie. They've had a nice move there as the government potentially talking about unleashing these back in so the U.S. government can regain some value. Again, from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, so we'll have to find out if there's anything going on there. SATS, of course, EchoStar. SATS, there it is right there. EchoStar starting to go upside today on a $23 billion spectrum sale to AT&T. So there, this name's starting to go higher right now. Hybrid mobile agreement trying to get through regulatory hurdles right now, SATS. And then we talked about IBKR earlier today, getting added into the S&P 500, was up 4%, now turns actually red, IBKR, replacing Walgreens Boots Alliance. So as you see, you don't necessarily need to stay in the right sector to be added or removed. So they go from Walgreens to Interactive Brokers right there. And then, oh, wow, here we go, man. Bang, 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 bang. Let's go SoFi. It's a big trade for me on SoFi. So I don't know. We're going to wait to see if that can continue to work out. And then Boeing today. Look at Boeing going. We should have bought this one. We discussed this sort of off the open again. They get $50 billion purchase right there from Korea, and their Korea's Air right now. So adding to some of their deals with Japan, with China, but there it goes. That's a nice little move there for Boeing. So just a couple coverage there on some names that you guys may or may not be in. We did not. Sorry, my bad. I thought we were going to get some out there. Offer some 20. There we go. Offer some 38s, and we get those there on SoFi. So a little bit of an out there. I thought we were going to get some 39s, but we do not. So right there, SoFi trying to go. Those are some notable movers right there that we've had in the space so far today. And then some of the ones that Havana Woody obviously wants us to talk about and are the ones that are leading the way. And you're obviously in AMD, so that's great. Yep. That was a trade of mine, both of ours from the beginning. We really liked that trade. You stuck with it. I had to punch myself out. Well, I didn't punch it out. The system did. But it's Open Door right now, taking out $5. I mean, we like that name breaking through 4. I wasn't here when that happened on Friday, but you can still see, man, it's a great trade there. Oklo also, as I talked about that earlier when we had Mitch on, and he was talking about SMR, and I was like, yeah, SMR hit some pretty key levels. If there's anything that any of these stocks that are up today, they're probably half decent names that have just bouncing off of key levels. And I think that that's something that we have to always remember, right? I mean, they're not all going to move like an Oscar or anything like that starts to go potentially after earnings or maybe a little bit of a later play. But again, look where Oscar came into, right? They came right into this 1350 area. We're able to buy it, then you get some love back there to the upside. And before I throw it back to you, I'm going to go get another coffee. Do you need one, my friend?
I think I'll be okay for now.
You will be okay. Yeah. DraftKings up 1.13% as the sports predicting market remains pretty hot there, OB. All right, I'm going to get long 165 and change if AMD comes in. Until then, I pass it off to my good friend on the right, and I'm going to go get either a water or a coffee, undecided.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Look at that Tesla coming in aggressively. So a little bit of a fail to follow through maybe with that aggressive selling coming in. So we attempted to push those range highs, 48 halves, couldn't really quite make it, and pulling right back into 345s as of right now. AMD also pulling back a little bit. We attempted to push a little bit higher than VWAP there, but holding that VWAP as a bit of resistance in and around that 166, just shy of that 167 as of right now. So just churning that 166 right now, and the futures, we got that little bit of a bid on those numbers there, but pulling right back in. So maybe some trouble here with this 23.5. Look at that in the pre-market session as well. Maybe showing up as a bit of resistance and pulling back in the open session, and more of the same potentially happening as of right now. Now, sure, that is subject to change going forward, but as of right now, that's the information that's being kind of printed in and along some of these names. But let me know in the chat, what you guys are trading. I'm curious to know what everyone's participating in on today. Again, talking about some of these Mag 7s, distinctly different is Apple and Alphabet when compared to something like an Amazon, which is pretty flat. Microsoft is pretty flat. And then NVIDIA is also pretty flat. Google and Apple are the ones that are selling off pretty, I guess, relatively aggressive compared to the other ones there as well. So let's take a look at the tech basket as well. So ARM pushing up to its highs, so that's distinctly different. TSM, nothing too crazy. We know that some of those ADRs were moving around in the past couple of weeks. Intel with a continuation and selling even lower here, so that 25 didn't quite make it through on Intel. We're trading back below and coming into $24 here. So still a lot of anticipation, I guess, coming in to these NVIDIA earnings, Sean. So those are tomorrow afternoon after the market close, and it should be an interesting week here, especially going into tomorrow and then coming out of tomorrow as well. NVIDIA has been in a bit of a run-up coming into it, but relative strength, that's what we were talking about. And NVIDIA still holding its opening range with the craziness that's been happening this morning here in these markets. Oh boy, 65.5s holding on AMD now. So where will the bid come in? I have no idea. It seems like it's still kind of selling. That VWAP hold was quite nice. VWAP sellers kind of showing themselves once again on AMD. That consolidation high coming in at 166.70s. So trading about $1 away from that as of right now. Tesla didn't quite make it, man. I'm looking for that 345 hold if we can distinctly hold this. But maybe today's not the day. Maybe we just do some more consolidation. That 350, like I said before, could be it is very anticipated by a lot of people. So might not be as clean as everyone's looking for either. I see that DraftKings is gone.
Yeah, DraftKings is.
That's one for the, that's a little bit for the swings.
I really like DraftKings, and we've talked about that a couple times here on the show for good reason. I mean, I like the first mover advantages. Once this sector gets boosted up, I mean, people are going to run to DraftKings, so it continues to go a little bit higher up right there. So, Obi, we went and we got some hydration, nation.
Nice.
Cheers.
Yeah,
You have a couple waters there, I noticed. Or is that Neil's water over there?
That one is. I think
it's not my rule, my guy over there. Yeah.
What's going on?
You said that. I think it was you one day said we don't cheers water. Well, we just did. Okay, so right into here. Here we go. Let's go and see who's making all the money. This is probably Neil and Obi at the top side here. So let's just go over here, compare to see how much money you guys made yesterday. Right there. Yeah. So unless you only traded Canada, Obi, that wouldn't be you. But there it is. Yep. 12,500 right there. Nasdaq in New York, 10,000. This is who's making money at real trading yesterday. These are yesterday's top traders. Not huge yesterday. Amex. So someone trading something SPYs or gold or something there on .am, so NYC American right there as well. And then Chicago, this is could be someone that trades similar to I do. The futures, New York and Nasdaq right there as well. Canada, New York, and rounding it out there was 5,000 to the bottom side. And we get questions about where's the bottom end of those numbers. We don't get those. We just get the top end. So I don't know how much people lost, but I do know that real trading makes money. I don't want to talk about how much they make. I have no idea. But, a prop firm has losing trades, has winning days. Yep. So that goes up and down. And, if we ever change and it starts posting some of those negative numbers, we will for sure take a look over there. Go ahead.
Oh, it's interesting how you know about the Pareto distribution,
right?
Like the 80-20,
right?
And even a lot of prop. Wow, look at the market bid up. A lot of prop firms, the distribution is just like that. Most of the money that the prop firm makes from trading comes from their top 10 to top 20 best traders. That's usually the distribution.
No, that's exactly what look at. Take here, for example. There's lots of situations here where all of us will make different money, and it's just like that's what winds up happening, right? Hopefully the cream will wind up rising to the top. And I think that's true of many businesses, right? Where you'll have one or two products, like Birkenstock will sell out of their main line of sandal and then they'll release second or third models or whatever, but everyone goes back to that original Croc. Like Crocs, and this actually, I think this is a good discussion. Crocs actually has many different models of these Crocs out there, but I only see the standard. By the way, Crocs in sports right now,
Sports
like
mode?
everybody. Well, you can do. My
Sports
kids.
mode?
Yeah, my kids do sports mode. My son does. I'm like sports mode. Come on, but no, in sports, like every single player on every team pretty much is rocking Crocs. It's crazy how popular they are. The girls,
They're pretty comfy,
boys,
too.
everything. Yeah, it's like it's that easy shoe.
Yeah, it's like,
baseball, the same thing, man. Everybody
flip-flops
loaded up
reconnected.
with Crocs at the baseball game, but then you look at the stock price, CROX, right here. I don't think it's been doing that well. I mean, I don't want to overspeak, which I probably am doing. Yeah, there it is. A nice move to the downside there on Crocs. I think they had a warning on inventory control, to be honest with you, Obi. So I think we'll have to look to see what exactly is happening there with Crocs. But nice move in. And this actually made me think about, because that's a great level right there. Actually, maybe we have to zoom this back out a little bit. If I am thinking this positively about Crocs, okay, so there is some more downside there. That level right there is just back, that's November of 23 actually, so that is actually not a horrible spot there. I thought maybe we were a little earlier than that, but yeah, Crocs right there, a decent level for sure to get involved with CROX right into those levels. But someone asked me in the chat about Costco, and I think this is a name that you really need to buy. Make sure that you do get into the chat right now so that Obi and I can see what you're talking about and address it. And I missed the name, but someone's been asking, yeah, all the teens and kids wear Crocs. Yes, exactly, PMAC. I think there is a trade there. I think there's a trade here too. We didn't get, normally on a day off, we'll try to go to Costco or do something like that, but to get into, and I've been buying Costco, honestly. I'm going to say I probably have shares in here from 20 years ago at least. I like Costco as one of the names that my father used to trade in and out of a bunch of times, and so that brings back a little bit of memories there. But yeah, Costco right into these levels, 900 to 920. I think this looks like some great support. I mean, even if you lose this 870, which I don't think you're going to do. Why would you do that? But you're underneath the 200, you're underneath the 50-period moving average. Maybe there's something broken about Costco and we need to do a little bit more work, but there's not many names where you get underneath the 200 and underneath the 50. And if we actually pull this back out and do like a daily, which this is, and we sort of zoom it out, you're not going to see the 200-period moving average violated pretty much ever on Costco. So, I mean, we're all the way back here. This is 2023. I mean, we know what happened in 2022 and 2021, so we are going to get some down distributions down in there. But other than that, like breaking through and trying to edge lower here, Costco, I think this is a buy at these levels, and it might be worth doing it even right now. And you're getting some of this love because Walmart didn't put up a good quarter. They had a miss last week as well. So there goes Walmart back into some of these levels. And like I said, if you're buying good companies at good levels, Costco is below the 200. Walmart is almost there. 94 would be that level. But then if our charts don't split adjust. But if you come back in, this would be a good level here, 90 to 91, I'm thinking, for Walmart as well. So, yeah, good questions there. Thanks for asking them about all those names. And I think that there's a lot of opportunity to buy here. So, yeah, there it is right there. Thank you, B-Towns 918 there, Sean, with the good due diligence out in the field. So, yeah, look, I just think that when you're out there and you're looking for things, like when I go to Costco and I see no lineups, then maybe I'd be concerned. They're still lined up, man. My wife still talks to me about them. They get some good mobile deals. And I like Costco. I think they're there for the long term. So
they're not going anywhere.
No, I mean, they're opening up huge warehouses around here as well. So.
But I mean, did people not say that about Sam's Club at one time? They were kind of like
that's Walmart, I think.
Are they?
I believe Sam's Club is Walmart, but they could be.
So they kind of like just consolidated, maybe?
I thought Walmart just released Sam's Club in like a response. We don't really have it here. Yeah. I think we did have one in Brampton for a while there. Shout out to Brampton. Nice. Never to go back. No, I like Brampton, but just to visit. So anyways, $98 here for Walmart. Sorry, $96. I still like Walmart. I like Target as well down here in some of these spaces. Target still does give that dividend out, but they had a horrible miss the other week as well. So some of the retail names not doing too good.
I don't know what it is with Target.
Yeah.
I almost never do well trading it on earnings day one. It's so like.
I'm not true of most earnings plays. Not for you, but for everybody. It's tough on earnings day one.
Oh no, earnings day one. We have even some of the guys in the back. We have playbooks that work pretty well on earnings day one.
But just not Target.
I don't know what it is about Target and me. It gets. some of that price action is so coercive, and it gets me doing things that I usually don't do. That's usually sometimes the case there.
Coercive.
It is pretty tricky there. Market. A little bit of a chop up here.
Trying to go.
We got some red candles, red to greens, and that bid is stepping back in. So that prior wick here that we had holding up is maybe following through now. Sure, it was a bit choppy. It was a bit noisy there. We did have turbulence on the way, but we're reclaiming that 23.5 pretty well as of right now. So I'm noticing that. Let's see if we can actually continue the bid. I'm looking for maybe a push and a sustain above VWAP here on AMD, but you know what? I can't ask for too much here. Sellers have already shown a little bit of dominance there on AMD after that gap up. We pulled into that 165, and I really like the hold of 165. I don't know how strongly you weight some psychological numbers, but I like the halves, I like the fives, I like the quarters as well. But a 165 hold like that, I like that pretty decently as well. Open door back at $5. Have you seen this one over the past few days? This thing's been going absolutely crazy here. And I wrote down in my notes that we got some aggressive selling yesterday, and those bids were just getting wiped into back to back for some reason. No news, just strong selling price. Maybe some large players being like, all right, well, this is where we longed from sub dollars, and we like that push above $5. It went to like 580s yesterday. Let's see what that high is specifically, 587. And it went all the way from 580s all the way down to 459s. Don't forget, this is a $5 stock. And that's a pretty decent move for something like that. But reclaiming that 5 as of right now, $5 being a very interesting and important level when it comes to stocks in the market. And it seems like we're doing more of the same, which was over the past couple of days churning a lot of volume in and around that $5 area. Here comes the market with another little bit of a bid here. 11 minutes for this 15-minute candle to close. Oh boy, Dr. Pepper was the one.
Keurig Dr. Pepper.
We saw it sell off yesterday on that acquisition news. Yep. And then I had it on watch for being like, all right, well, if it's going to do that, keeping it simple, Sean, just looking for more of the same.
Bro.
So Dr. Pepper is KDP.
Yep.
So KDP right here, that's more of the same. Look at that aggressive selling in the pre-market, off of the open into the close, flat, 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 no volume. As soon as that volume comes in, continuation right there, 31 open all the way down to 30-31s as of right now. So beautiful move on Dr. Pepper. Hopefully you guys had a piece of that one. You know what? I gotta start releasing a sticky note as well, because I gotta get people.
Yo, slow down on that one, my guy over there. No, do it. I think that's a great idea.
I'm not that great at execution, but sometimes the ideas work a lot better than I expect. Oh boy, I gotta.
Yeah, take a drink there. That's. I think that's like most traders over there. Obi is that they talk a big game, but then you two do perform. But it is easy. Oh. It's a lot harder to. What I'm trying to say is that once you're in the trade, and you know this, when you're in a trade, the management of that trade is a lot different. And I say it to myself all the time. It's like, oh wow, look, like this stock is really ripping, but we don't have it. That happened to me the other day. I think it was NVIDIA 176. We posted up there on Thursday, and I was like, I really, really love this level. And then it broke it, and I got out, only to look back and be like, wow, there it is. Like we wrote it down, but actually executing and holding, and that's why I'm saying like you to hold on to that AMD, show some sort of conviction, there, right? And so that's what it's all about. I mean, getting in and again, everyone will trade different style. I'll sit here and I'll trade 3 or 4 names. Neil will trade 10 or 15. He gets in and out if it makes or loses a couple pennies, right? And I think that's to everybody.
We were talking about this in the chat yesterday.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, Obi only took 2 trades yesterday. Well, I was like, yeah, those were the only trades that I set up. I had planned for them, and they worked. Neil worked exactly like I planned. Yeah. So do I really need anything else? I don't really think so. And I was just like, yeah, there's no reason to be forcing trades that are not part of the plan or part of the playbook.
I think that's the key word they're forcing, because the minute that you feel like you're forcing something,
you're already
that's when it's no good. And that's why it's like everybody, trade your own book, trade your own risk and everything like that, because, it's one thing, in my opinion, to push some size. It's another thing to find the right trades. I think that's finding the right trades is what's important, and then you can add the size on top of that afterwards. So there it is, man. I always think of playing strong, and all the trades that I take, I take to win. So that's what I'm here for. No loser mentality of like, if this breaks, this is my stop. Like, I'm in it to win it. We obviously do have stops. We don't raw dog these trades, but we do have stops where we're trying to get some nice opportunities in, and I think we do have that. Hey, look, I'm in the longest trade here. We got into SoFi straight off the jump today, so this has been the longest trade for me here today. We've been in this name almost an hour watching out for SoFi. We did get stopped out of our AMD, which was right there. We should have been rebuying it at these levels, but we were waiting for 165, which seems to have been a mistake. IBIT right now, we'll talk about crypto when we get back from Midday, but right now 110.2, not doing a whole heck of a lot. You know, the XRP army, I see you guys out there. We definitely like that. And I was in Tilray pre-market. Good luck, guys, as well. Unfortunately, this one is definitely a puff pass. I don't know what kind of strain this stock is potentially having right now, but it is sleeping and just having some munchies. And once it wakes up, then we'll see if Tilray can get going right now, but it needs a shot of something a little stronger than the cannabis. All right, let's go back over to Adara at the desk.
IWM certainly getting a shot of something to the upside here, Sean and Obi. Nice push here, pre-market, and continuing to that 234.50 area, which was a little bit of resistance yesterday, is still a bit of an issue here for the Russell 2000. Now, to be clear, this was the high of day yesterday, more or less, and it's also looking to be the high of day today. So this could become a continued form of resistance should the IWM continue to struggle to surpass it. Let's take a look here at LWLG, Lightwave Logic. Last week here, they announced they appointed a new member of their technical advisory board. Didn't find any other news on this today, but potential, I guess, week-long continuation play for LWLG. No direct catalyst here for KOPN, Copen Corp, but a bit of an interesting comment here made by Howard Lutnick, who is, of course, the Secretary of Commerce this morning. Now, Copen is, they do lots of different sectors, but they do work in the defense space. And we did have Lutnick saying this morning that apparently the Pentagon is considering equity stakes in defense contractors like Lockheed. Again, Copen could potentially benefit from that interest in defense. Then we have HKPD. This is a Hong Kong related stock. The name of the company is Hong Kong Pharma Digital. And we know that these stocks in China have been very strong lately. They pulled back a little bit overnight, but even some of them still gapping up today. So HKPD could be a beneficiary of that move. Before we send you back to the guys, I want to take a moment to thank our friends at Trade the Pool. You've seen Trade the Pool here with us for a while now, but now Trade the Pool has created something special for you. A free ebook featuring 4 proven swing trade strategies from Trade the Pool's top funded traders. Inside, you will see exactly how they approach the markets, how they manage risk, and what setups they rely on so you can learn and grow from what actually works. You can download it now by scanning the QR code on screen or hitting the link in the description. Back to you.
Right.
Thank you very much, Adara.
Yeah, so I got into AMD, and I'm also getting some more out on SoFi right now, literally at VWAP. I mean, this is going to be, hopefully this thing moons. We're out of half now of what we have, so we are in this to win this, like I said, man, and we'll see. I'm going to put another offer in and around this area, 37s. I'm not going to feel that bad about it. I'm going to take out 10% of what we have, and then we'll go upside from there, and we'll see if we can somehow get these 50s one more time. And if we're able to do that, then we'll get out of another 10%, and then we'll see, man. Hopefully we can come back from our workout, and SoFi will be where it needs to be, up near some of the highs. I did join the oh boy party here because this was one thing that, I had it written down, and I said to Obi,
let's go.
It broke our 166 level, and my problem was getting involved too early. So we wrote down 166, and we were in on it. But once it broke, I was like, broke my level, we're out. But good hold there as it gets into 160. I couldn't hold this $1 anyways with the share size, but 165 and change, here it goes. So we're going to now take it off of VWAP, Obi. So I do like that. I'm joining you with this trade on AMD. I liked it. And if the market's going to do this, man, and go upside, why not take one of the strongest names in the business right now? Up 2.5% goes AMD, but I'm sure you want to talk about it.
Yeah, no, this thing, I liked the hold of that 165, the reclaim of that 166. Now we're reclaiming that VWAP. We're getting that market tailwind continuation to the upside here. And this is what I was talking about this candle. I was like, this could be a little bit telling. The aggressiveness. I was like, since when have we seen something like this? It's so rare for a Nasdaq candle to drop almost 100 points and then rip right back up before the candle closes, creating such a bottom wick on the second 15-minute candle of the day. And not only that, we talk about psychological levels. That's a 2-3 That's a 23,500 as well. That already showed us in the pre-market that it might be acting as a bit of resistance. So coming in, it's just like, all right, how can we perceive what the price action is doing in and around here? And what is the market telling us? The market basically told us, oh boy, selling, until it didn't anymore. And then it was like, oh boy, buying back into this level, a little bit of a chop consolidation. Now we're getting that follow through. So leg down, leg back up, consolidation, and maybe looking like it's doing a bit of a measured move back up through some of those highs relative to the relative to the wick that we had to the downside. So yeah, good stuff happening there on the futures. AMD catching a little bit of a bid here as well, pulling back into some of those prior levels this morning. Consolidation highs in and around 167.5. We were looking for that 170, Sean. I don't know if we're going to get it right away today, but so far the structure that's been building, I really like it. 65 hold, reclaim VWAP on 67s. Can we hold the quarter at 7/2 and then go to print the whole at 170s? That's the next question that I'm asking here. Don't know what the rest of the chip sector is doing necessarily, but I'm going to take an assumption and say that most of these stocks are catching a bid, and that is correct. AMD is pushing back up a little bit higher, but NVIDIA almost back at its day highs. 181.22 is the day high. We're currently trading at 180.90s, so almost a 100% reversion on that one. So that's looking absolutely beautiful here. I do want to piece out a little bit of my AMD here. I want to see a healthy consolidation on top of VWAP for us to take it even longer all the way back up. And yeah, you're right. I definitely I held that almost I guess just over in and around $1 against me, but the sizing definitely wasn't there. But you can see when that bid started to come right back in, you can see just how aggressive I was, kind of getting the size that I wanted on the trade right back in, and kind of just, you know, massaging my way into the stock here as well. So here we go, a little bit of a pullback coming in on the candle close, about a minute left for this 15-minute candle here, and we're pulling back into VWAP, and that's kind of what I want to see. Let's see if we consolidate. Healthy consolidations is what I'm looking for, along with market strength. But oh boy, I'm looking at this 1-minute chart here on Apple. What a beautiful reversion this one's having as well. Man, I don't like it when I miss that backside, but, you know, sometimes it's just nice to look at.
I like that one too. Nice. It's always nice to look at, that's for sure. Okay, so yeah, look, we got out as well on that AMD, so we'll have to wait to see what winds up happening. Today's news stories kind of are all over the place a little bit. The market, I mean, I heard you say the market's been this crazy market. You said it's been pretty easy. I mean, it's 0.16. It's the shorts had their day early. Then we broke that high. That could have been a good futures trade. But I just think that right now it's doing what I sort of was thinking we could be in right now, and that is just a consolidation, maybe in order to get higher into some of these plays. We did get a good out there. Obviously, we talked about that play right there, 38s on SOFI. So we did get that. We were waiting for 40s or 50s and see if we can get that. Then we took another break of 26 down there to the bottom. So if we can do that. President Trump today citing mortgage allegations, apparently getting rid of Lisa Cook. We'll see if that actually holds out. IBM and AMD, to take the other side of this trade, today developed quantum-centric supercomputing, aiming for a hybrid quantum model. And we're going to wait to see what IBM has in touch for all of us. But for right now, it's a nice downside play there for international business machines, Obi. That's going down. Trump also threatened 200% tariffs on China today. So if we go over to FXI right here for rare earth magnets, and also new tariffs about chip export restrictions there on China today. So, you know, not really moving around too much. China's been a great trade since the tariff lows as well. $30 up to 40, looking to break out. I really like this trade as it looks technically. I'm only in Alibaba. That's the only Chinese name that I have, and I've been buying that for a very long time. And Baba, I think my average price is still in the 110 teens, something like that. Like, I don't know, I'm not sure. So yeah, so it's probably just in the money now, Alibaba. We actually, I was buying this name during COVID as well. So this has been a name that, was well loved and then well hated. Alibaba down there near $80 in change. Whether or not this puff pass piece is going to work, I'm not sure. I'm at 49s. I thought I was at 49s on Tilray. I'm at 50s. So if we can get through 50, we'll take a fill there as we wait to see if this wants to do anything. That's right. We're at VWAP looking for a break there. I think Tilray will eventually work. We just got to wait for it. You have to have patience in this game. That is for sure. We had it in AMD, and now that's back to 40. So I'm going to take another piece out there at 38, as we've got some decent size available to trade here on AMD. So we'll take that out as it's coming back up there, Obi. So that's going to be a good trade, hopefully, for us as well. Eli Lilly, a Boeing actually today had a good move higher as well on the $50 billion deal with Korea. So watch out for those guys coming through. Sorry, $20 billion order, from Korean Air, adding to its $50 billion backlog. So there goes Boeing right now to the upside. Let's go, man. We're almost, for me, net-wise, we're at the highest spot we've been at all day because we did re-enter this AMD trade. Whatever, we don't talk about share size, but you and I here, we'll wait to see where we can go on this. I'm getting some more out, Obi, so I only have, we'll talk percentages now, I only have 75% left. I've only got out of a quarter here on AMD. Price target, high of day. So I don't plan on getting anything out of that anymore. Thank you to Artemis, thank you to everybody in the chat as we keep on having a great time. And it's all because of you guys and girls and theys and all that. Whoever's in the chat, thank you so much for being here every single day. Hit your like, hit the subscribe, and get part of our team, man. We have 1.3K right now, 8,000 watching, 1.3K likes. Hit those like buttons and get going. I'm still in SoFi, Tilray, and AMD. 3 trades, all the long side here. Obi, and you're still in your AMD as well.
Yeah, I'm looking. So I've pieced off of more than 70% here on top of VWAP, but like I said, I'm looking for that healthy consolidation to take the next trade to take us potentially back up towards day highs. So that's what I'm looking for. Don't know if we're going to get it just yet, but we are getting that consolidation. Market taking a little bit of a breather here with the open of this 15-minute candle, about 11 minutes left. Oh boy, there's some selling coming in. But yeah, can't forget the bigger picture sentiment that we saw coming in off of the open. The buyers kind of definitely a little bit, or showing themselves a little bit after sellers showed themselves. So it's just like, I don't know what it's going to do, but we can talk about what's been happening and what's happening right now and how that compares with what's been happening, like the story that's being told on the day, right? So we got that flush down in the 165s. It has a little bit of news. We kind of bid right back up. That was an aggressive bid along with the rest of the market as well. And some of the other stocks in the sector are catching a little bit of a bid as well. NVIDIA, it hasn't really broken its high a day just yet, but it's attempting to kind of push a little bit higher here. Market tailwind definitely dependent on this. There it goes. Let's see if we can catch a little bit of a bid. VWAP on AMD, if you're asking where that is, I have that at 166.86s. So just about 20, 30 pennies away from there. But let me know in the chat. AMD is not the only thing moving around. I am 100% sure people are involved in a lot of other names that are going absolutely ballistic. And one of them is ARM. That's one I usually don't kind of actively trade, but oh boy, that one's holding up pretty well. Aggressive strength on that.
Oh boy, yes.
Let's show the chart here on ARM at the same time. Wow, there goes KDP.
Palantir is just boss level
here. As well. So we were going to look at, what were we going to look at? Apple? No, we were going to.
I mean, if you want to look at one, you can look at Palantir.
Neo.
Yeah, look at NIO, my guy.
Neo, yeah, with a little bit of a pullback. We'll go to Palantir right away after this one here. But yeah, nice push on that. Neo was aggressively strong. We got all the way up to 680. So that was prior day's highs. We broke those pretty well. I was honestly looking for a potential backside move continuation after what we got yesterday, but not really the trade to have, or that was on hand off of the open today. Aggressive strength coming in. So have to respect that. Didn't really participate on any of that one there. Palantir, let's see how our friend Palantir is doing. Oh,
it's doing
boy.
Friendly actions, my guy.
Oh boy, that bid is back on. The longs are definitely very, very strong on this one. We were talking about this on Wednesday. That was a little bit of a capitulatory move. We got that leg consolidation leg, and that initial leg was actually 100% reversion of the morning sell-off. That was a continuation of the multi-day selling. So we finally got that last little bit of, quadunk, and a lot of selling coming out of the stock, and then finally buying, kind of stepping right back up. But this consolidation high, or whatever you want to call it, prior day high from last week, Friday, is sitting at 163.19, only a couple dollars away from that as of right now, straight to the upside. So looking distinctly different from that of the market shake and bake that we had off of the open here. This thing just held its VWAP, I can tell already, held its VWAP, and then started to hold structure above opening range highs, and then broke that as well for a break of prior day highs, and then that acceleration, look at that, with volume coming in through some of those day high breaks. So absolutely solid push on PLTR. All right, we got a little bit of a super chat here from Mr. Tendies. What's up, Mr. Tendies? Thank you for the super chat. Thoughts on MSFT? The daily seems to show a bull flag, possible break long the next few days. Oh boy. I have my thoughts on Microsoft, Sean, but we can take a quick look at that, and let's see what Sean has to say about that as well right after this. But yeah, bit of a downtrend, man. That's what I'm looking at. You're looking at the flag. I'm looking at a bit of a downtrend. This aggressive selling, that earnings reaction almost really exhaustive, right? If you were looking at the higher time frame bid on Microsoft, we've been bidding, especially since the gap up since last earnings. Strong bid, multiple months worth of a bid. Another strong bid off of this earnings, and then flush right all the way back down. And then continuation for a break in higher time frame trend. And we've been seeing some seller dominance since that's happened, since the earnings as well. So do we see a bull flag? Maybe, but I'd like to see some of this downtrend start to break and show us that, yes, this is the chart and the price action showing us that buyers are back in control. So that's kind of what I want to see on Microsoft. I do have it on watch for a bigger picture, but I did really, really like that short through this 520 shelf just a couple weeks ago there. So what's your look on that softy?
Yeah, so I'll talk about that in a second. We do have a add here. We're adding to our AMD position down here. We didn't get picked up our full load there at 166.50, but that's what we are looking for. So I'm looking for that kind of a play right now on advanced micro devices to see if we can get some dip buys. And then if we can break through 50 to the downside, then we're going to get out. So temporarily in this name right now. And again, I don't mind it on AMD. We're going to wait to see where it goes from here. But again, a little bit of a dip down opportunity to pick, okay, here it goes, to pick something up. We're now long in the 70s. It's too bad because we didn't get the full amount of shares, as I just had mentioned there, that we were looking for in the space, but we'll take what we get right now on AMD. And then my stop on breaking this level is 164.29s. So that's what we're going to look for there on the break lower right now. Before we go over Microsoft, we do have to remind everybody that empowered women can change the world, and you can also help make it happen. The Woman Boss trains and mentors women and girls across Africa to lead, innovate, and thrive. Since 2018, we've reached over 10,000 women and girls, and your donation today can launch the next great entrepreneur. Please use that QR code right in front of you, scan it on your screen to join a brighter future. That is womenboss.org, and we want to thank them for sponsoring, of course, our show. So thank you so much, Women Boss, and as we look to give back as well. So, all right, so there it is. AMD, nice move there. Yeah, so, okay, Microsoft. Look, I think Microsoft, and we talked about this, it's a holding of mine. I think a lot of traders enjoy Microsoft as a holding. As far as the day trade, though, yeah, today it's pretty choppy, and I don't know what kind of information everybody's looking for here, but on a pullback in for Softy, again, it is at the 50-period moving average right now and looking to hold 500. I'm nervous about this name. Has nothing, okay, shoot, man, we got to get back over to this. We are starting to go now, boys and girls, on AMD. It's a big trade alert right now. We bought that dip, and it's a big trade alert right now on advanced micro devices. So here we go, man. We're bringing the excitement back. And I mean, and I hope that it's not gone anywhere, Obi, but there was that dip buy opportunity there on Advanced Micro Devices. We're able to buy that, and now we'll wait to see where it goes. But I'm pretty happy right now with AMD and what's been going on. So there it is, a nice pop through. 167 is what we're looking to see if we can hold. It's a good trade. We're at the highest spot we've been at all day right now. We've got SOFI trying to go. We've got Tilray, as I said, chilling on the couch right now. And SOFI, Tilray, AMD, the three trades for your boy. But this is a big one. Let's see if we can get it to go, Obi. It's AMD, and it's Adara at the desk.
Take a look here at our sector board right now. Electronic technology certainly leading the way. NVIDIA, Broadcom, GE, and of course AMD all strong this morning. Boeing as well here with the catalyst announcing with that Korean Air announcement. They're getting 103 Boeing planes in a deal they made with the company. GEV was also a beneficiary of that deal. So, or sorry, not GEV, GE Aerospace. Either way here, producer manufacturing strong with the exception of Caterpillar. Eli Lilly leading health technology here. We know that they had some well-received results for their oral obesity pill. Consumer non-durables a little bit weaker here, though. Communications weak, transportation a little bit more mixed, retail trade a bit more mixed. And let's talk about tech services, because unlike electronic technology, there's not a lot of strength to be found here. Palantir, nice push up into it on day 3 earnings, looking nice, and IBM with that AMD quantum related partnership, a pretty good look as well. But there's Google to the downside, a lot of these other names chopping around here. So mixed performance across the market and within a lot of these indices, or within these sectors, guys. Back to you.
Here we go again right now. Obi and I both on this AMD tip as there it goes. AMD to the moon right now. So that's going to be a good trade here as we go for Advanced Micro Devices. But as you guys know, there's many more things happening in this market. We sort of talked about Eli Lilly today. That's starting to move around a little bit. We got consumer confidence, of course, at 10 o'clock, which was a little bit better than expected, which I think has helped this market. But we were just talking about how choppy it's been. And right now you're back into the 50-period moving average down here on the futures one more time. So I don't, did you guys look at the Fed rate tool yesterday at all? You probably did, right?
Like 80 something?
I was going to say, because I haven't looked at it today, so let's have a look at it for the first time together right now. Yeah, wow, okay, right back up. When we had left on Thursday, and then after Jackson Hole, I guess a big difference, 88% rate. Okay, I'm gonna get out some more AMD. And look, I apologize, like people that are like, hey man, this is only a 50-cent winner for AMD. Exactly, that's a big one for me there. So anyways, 88 to 11 right now, looking more and more likely to get that interest rate cut come September the 17th. We are now moments away from NVIDIA earnings. That should spark something in this market for sure. But yeah, we're doing pretty good right now, man. We've got SOFI on the watch. We just tapped out of some more SOFI. I don't know if this is going to go or not. I'm not buying any more dips. I'm not going to turn a winning trade into a losing trade on SOFI, that's for sure. So we're going to wait to see what happens there. And then NVIDIA, I just kind of want to hold NVIDIA the rest of the day, Obi. So, sorry, AMD the rest of the day as it continues to work out for us right now. And I just think we might have caught, I don't think we caught the bottom. I mean, the bottom would have been down there, but we definitely, I don't think, have seen the top today. I mean, if this market actually bounces, I feel like it's going to get led. I mean, SMH continues to go higher as well. Over the next couple days, we'll see hopefully new highs as NVIDIA comes through. So yeah, right now I'm at the highest spot I've been at all day. I hope you guys are as well. And we're waiting for Tilray to do something. It's doing nothing. We were at 50. We should have been at 49. I'll stay there and see what winds up going down. But yeah, so far so good here as we don't have a losing idea on yet. You know, we were able to get back into AMD, put this upside for ourselves, and we'll get another piece out right there at 10s, and now we'll see if it can go higher. I have no more offers, Obi. That's a lie. I have one at 167.20s, and then after that we get a lot higher and we see where we can go. But here it goes right now.
Hey, yo, yeah.
Hey, yo.
Look at this shake and bake. This is what I'm talking about. We were just talking about, the market is ripping to the downside. I just showed you that red candle on the Nasdaq. It just went red to green once again. How many times does this happen over and over again? Closing the candle green now. That's some aggressive. So it's like, once again, buyers are showing, giving us some poise and showing us like, okay, fine. Like maybe we do sell, but we're buying up every single dip. I'm just speaking about the Nasdaq. I was like, all right, for AMD to kind of start to push and give us that through that next structure, we did pull back and hold that 166.5s really, really well. If we want to push the next structure, the next target, then we might want to see a little bit of that market tailwind coming in as well, and those buyers coming in really nicely. I like that. I don't know why I'm looking at a 1 minute here on Apple, okay, so back to the 3 minute. We are pushing up against opening range highs here, 227s on Apple. What a nice grind back up. So a beautiful recovery of that. Aggressive sellers coming in off of the open. Okay, that's fine, that's cool, but buying kind of stepping right back up, again on top of a psychological level here, 225s. 225s, strong consolidation for almost, I would say half an hour. Yeah, pretty much half an hour here. We dropped down there right 10 minutes going into the open session there, and we don't really catch a bid until about 10 as well for a push back up to day highs there. So beautiful action happening on Apple. And oh boy, Dr. Pepper still kind of selling off there. So that one, it went flat yesterday and it's doing more of the same today. So yeah, let's see if that one continues. I'm missing out on that one. So shout out to anybody who had that coming into the day today. Let's see if this 15-minute red candle now on the Nasdaq also gets bought up going into the close. We only have about, I guess, 10 minutes roughly, 11 minutes roughly to close this 15-minute candle here. Actually 13 minutes, so you know, it is what it is. Let's see if those buyers come in. I like the way that AMD has been holding structure, looking across the board in terms of Mag 7s. NVIDIA finally broke past its day high. Prior day high is sitting at 181.90s. We're currently trading in the 20s, 181s. So gonna be a little bit patient and watch that potentially come in. AMD short saying Lewis in the chat.
Might be.
I don't know, maybe. I have no idea. But I'm waiting, I'm watching, letting the market speak to me. Give me that confluence to take this a little bit higher. I do want to get back into full size on this one, but it hasn't really given me aggressive kind of an aggressive sign. That add on 66 halves, that was the place, and I did definitely not add enough. So it is what it is. I have what I have. Where is the next trade? That's what I'm asking. ARM continues to bid up, so oh boy on that one. And you guys are not really telling me what stocks you guys are trading in the chat. I see, okay, there's one there. I see Uber. Let's see how our friend Uber is doing. And you know what? Uber's been pretty decent as of late in terms of their service. I remember there was I think it was a few months ago. I had to wait like 5 to 10 minutes at least for an Uber, and now it's just
we took one to the concert the other day, and it was fine. It wasn't a great experience. The guy, you couldn't get anywhere near the concert, so we got dropped off probably a little too far. It was we walked like. It was a nice walk, 20-25 minutes. The thing is, because the concert's in an airfield, they built that new stadium. Yeah, so it's a walk no matter what. The least amount you could walk is probably like 10 or 15 minutes. So we wound up walking a little bit more, but it was nice. We took an Uber there, pretty cheap too. Yeah. Like I'm still an Uber One member, and I get like 20% off rides.
Nice.
On Uber right now.
I'm not an Uber One member, but I think I use it so much they keep giving me the.
That's the thing, yeah.
Well.
You know what it was?
So I was as well, yeah.
So I was an Uber member, and then if you cancel your membership, and then almost, I don't know if this happens all the time, but then within like an hour they sent me like, I think it was something like 65% off, something like that for the next 3 months. So I just quickly grabbed that, and I think I saved. And
customer retention, they call it.
Yes, exactly. And the Uber ride was only maybe $25 or something anyways. Yeah. But I think I saved the $5. It was like 20% off Uber rides, plus you get the 5% discount or whatever.
And Lyft getting pretty competitive as well. Which
that's what I was gonna ask you.
I use both, but what happened yesterday was I was already in in an Uber, kind of headed to my destination, and then I was like, well, this was a little pricey going there, so coming back, let's see what Lyft says. Automatically, I have the Uber app open. Yeah. And then I open the Lyft, and I get a pop-up being like, oh, you have a 60% off for your next 2 rides. I wonder if they know.
In Uber or Lyft?
On Lyft. I wonder if they know I'm already using, I don't know.
Maybe they do, but the thing is also, you never open your Lyft app. Or do you? Like, when was the last time you opened it? I'm just wondering if that would have popped up regardless.
So no, I didn't open it for a while.
60% off rides, I mean, they give you these little things, and I'm not.
Up to $10.
Right, of course, yeah, that's what they have to. Same thing with like Uber Eats. It's like 30% off your next order, maximum $5 off, or something like that. It's like $5 off. Like, what am I even ordering? The chart on Uber is great. They're good talk there. I'm not driver or company specific. I'm like a whore for the price. Like whatever is the best price, because a lot of Uber drivers will also drive Lyft.
Yeah, they have both. And you know what I'm noticing? A lot of Polestars. So we know Tesla's a lot of Polestars now as well. So I like Polestars. Polestars are, I think, a cool.
I've actually never been in a Polestar.
They're comfy. They're nothing too crazy. It's nothing fancy, but
yeah, but that's what it
comfy,
is. It's like,
and it's smooth. It's a quiet ride. I like it.
It's like the Model 3 is same thing. It's just basic. It's like cookie cutter.
Yeah.
The seats, like there's nothing like moving from Mercedes and BMW, which I've had. Over to a Tesla, it's definitely my model anyways, the base model is just a toy. It's not, no luxury there.
But
you had the Model S would be something to get.
Have you ever driven one?
Not a Model S, no. I've never even driven a Model Y.
If you like driving fast cars,
yeah, sort of, yeah.
It will ruin you. Because nothing else is.
My friend has the Taycan Porsche. Yeah. That's also electric, and he's like, man, oh man. Yeah. That is a spicy vehicle.
One of my best friends, he has a P90D Tesla Model S. So that thing is fast.
Oh man, I love that car. Yeah, if I had Neil's kind of money, man, I'd be buying those Tesla Model S's. Okay, I believe she's been waiting. We have Money Talks or something coming up right now. It's 10:50. Let's go find out what those USDs, etc., are up to today.
The USD continues to be like super choppy and range bound. I mean, we are still very much off this low of the year that we made on July 1st, around that, just above that 96 level. But we've been chopping for the last couple weeks, base of around 97.70, peak here of around 98.70, so in a roughly 1 point range. Currently trading here at 98.1, so quite smack dab in the middle of that range. Of course, we had that drop pretty significantly, gapping up and dropping down on Friday with Jackson Hole, but yesterday we didn't really break any new ground when it comes to the US dollar's movement. I want to talk here about Lisa Cook. So Fed's Cook, as you can see here in the corner of this infographic, you can check this out on X at TTV Research. This is significant here because Donald Trump just announced that he will be firing Fed Reserve Governor Lisa Cook. Now, you can only fire a Fed governor if you are the president, which of course Trump is, and if you have cause. It has to be for cause. Well, apparently for cause is not specified in the Fed Reserve documents in terms of what actually counts as cause. A lot of these economists are saying that Trump likely does not have cause to fire Lisa Cook because the allegations of mortgage fraud, A, they're a little bit tenuous, and B, they actually are not related to her duties at the Federal Reserve. C, this alleged fraud happened before she was appointed. So for these reasons, there's actually been some speculation as to whether or not cause is applicable. We'll have to wait and see how this all unfolds. But either way, Lisa Cook and the Fed on watch under more hot water. Right now, it looks like Trump is turning away from too late Jerome Powell. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Everybody's favorite segment. They've been asking for it for a while. It's what's for lunch. So let's go figure out exactly what is for lunch right now. And I got to actually go find it. It's actually a Thai dish today. So I actually got the picture up for it here. Pad Gras Prao. Is what people are looking excited for right here. So this is kind of what it looks like right into here. I guess it's like a minced meat kind of thing on white rice. We're gonna go find out exactly what this says here. Thai beef and basil type stir fry is what's being said here on our system. Steamed jasmine rice, stir fried vegetables, and cabbage salad. That sounds pretty good. That is what is, of course,
for lunch.
What is for lunch? Right there, SOFI paying for lunch today, that's for sure, as it's getting up to 26.33 right now, starting to go. And we will battle, of course, with Advanced Micro Devices and AMD. But today's daily hot topic, of course, we're going to bring in the men to our left. And there it is. It is your 4-box. And it is all about what's coming tomorrow, gentlemen. Tomorrow we have NVIDIA, Sharif and Joe. It's going to be a big earnings report. We're expecting a 6% move. We see AMD kind of hovering around here today. What's the plan? What are we looking at for NVIDIA, guys?
Joey, you want to cover the options angle? Because I'm going to cover the China angle.
Yeah, absolutely. So as Sean just mentioned, guys, we're looking at a 6% move. So that's going to put us roughly around that 190 and a low of around 170. But one thing to note, and we've been talking about this quite often, is that the size through those strike prices haven't increased just yet. Leading in tomorrow, I'm going to suspect the open interest is going to start to pick up and accelerate. But right now, we're not even in the triple digit streak. We're looking at about 96,000 contracts at that 190 strike price, and through 185 we have about roughly 85,000 contracts. So I'm looking for those specific strike prices to grow in size.
Once 20% of NVIDIA's annual revenue, it's down to 13%. I'm talking about the revenue that comes from China, and there's a reason for that. Regulatory restrictions, especially around these advanced AI chips. So how does that fare into the earnings? Well, number one, I want to hear more about the demand for the H20, or to be more clear, the lack thereof. We know that Beijing has been dissuading some of its more advanced tech companies from buying the H20. So why, oh why, would they want to buy a more advanced B30A? And that's what NVIDIA is touting now as the next gen China-specific AI chip. My question is, Jensen, baby, if they ain't buying the H20, what do you think they're going to buy the B30A for? I want to hear more commentary and color on that, boys.
I mean, the thing is, 95% of investing in AI firms have not made money yet. So I think it's, as Sharif's point here, I think it's going to be very important to see what the flow through looks like here. What about China? What is that next area to look at? What are the competition saying? We've seen AMD with a nice number. They started to pop up right here. We get that new recent buy. What do you guys think about what's been happening with Intel? I mean, do we think that there's going to be some government money put into NVIDIA? You guys think that's possible? I don't, but maybe.
Sharif said this before, with Intel, the government can hand the money hand over fist, but that doesn't mean they're going to gain any customers. And I think that's Intel's biggest problem. They need to run into that M&A phase and start grabbing some acquisitions, in my opinion.
Yeah, to build on your point, Katina, man, you bring up a good point. They've got this 14A node, they've got this 18A node, but guess what, Katina, man? They got no dang customers for that, and NVIDIA's viewed it. AMD's viewed it, Katina, man. They just said it's not good enough, and they go with Taiwan Semi every single time, so I need to hear more.
I mean, the main question is right now, boys, NVIDIA is 8% of the S&P 500. Do we go to 10 or do we go back down to 6? Just a couple of days, we'll be able to find that out. And you can find it out live here at Trader TV Live. Wednesday night, we're doing a watch party. Make sure you watch us. It's NVIDIA earnings. This is the place to be. There's nowhere else.
I think it's bigger than a Love Island watch party.
Guys, so Microsoft just reported it is another market leader, right? Sure, maybe not as aggressively related to semiconductors or chips relative to NVIDIA, but you can see that it had that exhaustive action. We're selling off, even though the AI bubble, if you want to call it, is still long and strong. We were seeing every single dip get bought up. So the question becomes, even if we have a nasty earnings report, right? Something not as expected. The question becomes, do we still buy up some of those dips? Are we still in that AI euphoria?
Get it over.
Does the market not care? At the end of the day, we can be like, all right, they're not selling these chips, they're not making this money, but at the end of the day, they've been on that aggressive run-up, and the market has been telling us that buyers are long and strong on this market. Stocks only go up. I don't think this AI story is anywhere near from being over. We are just getting started. This is the infancy of AI. Sure, we might not be seeing the returns. We might be having some troubles with China in terms of which chips we can sell, which chips we can't. But regardless, after all of that kind of passes, that's when I'm curious to know, what will the price action kind of tell us? What will the market tell us? Because at the end of the day, we're trying to make money. We're trying to make, as regardless of what we think of how things are going, do we still buy up the dips? Are these good places to buy things up? If it sells off, that's another discount, if that's going to be the case, right? So I think it's going to be very important to watch out. But in terms of market leaders, Microsoft has been selling off after its earnings pretty aggressively after a really long run-up. So that has me slightly concerned in terms of Mag 7 stocks. Do we see some selling, some profit taking after an aggressive run-up? We know how much NVIDIA has run up just year over year, right? So if we get another back-to-back earnings report that hits it out of the park,
the stock's not going to move at all on earnings. It's going to move on some of these future talks, right? So I think that we've got all of that covered. It's the Brady Bunch, except for maybe more handsome. Sorry about the guy in the top right. Let's go over to Adara. We'll talk soon.
I don't know about that, Katina, man.
We have a post from Donald Trump on Truth Social. This one's about Cracker Barrel, and it's sending the stock initially to the upside. This came out about 20 minutes ago, but I guess the move here and the post is circulating right now on social media. And I'll show you guys the post. Cracker Barrel should go back to the old logo. So for context here, Cracker Barrel changed its logo. It was not well received. Trump is saying they should go back to the old logo, quote, admit a mistake based on customer response, the ultimate poll, and manage the company better than ever before. They got $1 billion worth of free publicity if they play their cards right. Very tricky to do, but a great opportunity. Have a major news conference today. Make Cracker Barrel a winner again. Remember, in just a short period of time, I made the United States of America the hottest country anywhere in the world. 1 year ago, it was dead. Good luck. So it's unclear if there is actually a major news conference today with regards to Cracker Barrel, or if he's telling the company to have a major news conference today. But either way, CBRL on watch, guys. Back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Obi. It's been an absolutely fantastic day. I know you'll be joining me once again at 2 p.m. I'm going to go see about doing some laps. It's always tough. Like, I don't do anything over the weekend, and then I get right back at it. So today we'll be sucking a little bit of wind, and then we'll get back at it over the next little while. But, hey, what a great day. Well, hopefully Obi and I can celebrate an AMD push-up, and then we'll see if that can hold out. But thank you so much to everybody for watching. Make sure you do hit the like and subscribe. It's our Midday Madness show with these two gentlemen beside us, back now, Sharif. So we're really happy to have him back. I know he was off the air yesterday. So Joe, Sharif, your Midday crew is back, joined by Adara, of course, and all of us are back at 2 p.m. So until then, ciao for now.